Klein and Allie, sweet divots!
Good morning. It's Monday, and you've tuned into the Klein and Allie Show. This is Pantyhose Greg, like you could care less.
Sometimes I need a good reason to get out of bed. Got sleep in my eyes, clouds in my head. I need a shot of something to make my motor go. Yes, I do. So I turn on the Klein and Allie Show.
It's boys!
Give me some Klein and Allie Show. Give me some Klein and Allie Show. Get your motor running with the Klein and Allie Show. I said, get your motor running with the Klein and Allie Show.
Klein Alley Show.
I am a new listener. I'm usually like a hip-hop R&B girl. Their stuff is boring. I just like listening to you guys in the morning.
Get it on.
Chicken tenders.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Oh, hell yeah. Here we go. Welcome to Pack Your Patience Week on the world famous KROQ as we are moving closer and closer to Feastin' Day. Should we be off right now? Probably, but we're not. We're live, we're interactive, we're streaming. We're in your ears, we're in your eyes, and you can check us out on KROQ, or as we are popping onto the KROQ YouTube as we speak for some live visual fun.
Klein, I know that we could be sitting and having quality time with our families, but I would much rather be having awkward conversation with you.
That's what we do best.
Than with some kind of step uncle or aunt that I talk to twice a year.
Today on the show, we will meet some of the finalists in America's Weirdest Relative Search. Vanessa got a chance to chat with, there were so many. It was so hard. We spent a lot of time on Friday trying to just whittle down felt like hundreds of stories we heard just to get to the best of the best, the cream of the crop, the weirdest of the weird. And we'll meet some of those relatives today. Today and tomorrow, it's finals, and then we make the big decision. Who will be the weirdest relative 2024?
It's great because I think we have caused more family rifts through doing this, because Vanessa came in and told us that there was somebody that was a finalist that is now out of the competition because the uncle got so mad that he was nominated as the weirdest relative, and now they're fighting.
It's always my favorite part of the competition is usually when they call the relative to let them know, hey, good news, you're a finalist in the search for America's Weirdest Relative. Now, some relatives, and I think the ones that truly embrace the weirdness, are like, that's so cool.
Yes.
And then there's others that didn't even realize that they were considered weird. And Vanessa, who was the person that took offense and decided to not only not join us, but also
join their family,
cut their relationship with their relative?
It was the uncle that lived in the van singing karaoke, selling karaoke.
Oh, man, the guy that lived outside the donut shop and sold karaoke machines out of his van.
It's crazy because I would think he would be the most game for anything, like cool, I love my van life, love my karaoke, just freewheeling it.
Can I pitch my karaoke on air?
Yeah, you would have thought, to be honest, I thought he was pretty low. I was excited to talk to that guy, but for me, he wasn't even a top 5 finalist. He was weird.
But he eats Thanksgiving at a table like everyone else and not in a bathtub.
Right. We got guys that are eating Thanksgiving dinner in bathtubs. So we got lots to get to today on the show.
We don't need you.
We got tickets for KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas. We are creeping closer and closer to the greatest holiday tradition in Southern California, December 14th, Kia Forum. Get them tickets, Ticketmaster.com while you still can. Limited tickets remain, but we will give you some today on the show just for listening to us. And probably the biggest guest we've had in some time, legendary. The voice of Milhouse from The Simpsons has made the big announcement that she's out. She's no longer going to be doing that job anymore. But I think last night was actually the final Milhouse appearance with her voice.
Tough job to quit.
She'll be on with us today right here on KROQ. Good morning. KROQ, we are Klein Alley Show. Thanks for hanging out this morning. Perhaps you are heading to an airport or you're heading out of town right now because apparently if you don't do it right now, you're going to be sitting in traffic pretty much straight up through Thanksgiving. That's what all the experts say. It's officially pack your patience time. They are all over the place. They want to make sure that you know that if you're going anywhere, you got to go.
My wife and child are heading to the airport very soon.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, they're leaving you finally.
Yeah, I know. I got
Good for them. Good for them. They made the right call.
They finally made the decision to leave me during the holidays.
Hey, listen, you got to do it eventually. It's all right. You can drown your sorrows in gravy later this week. You'll forget about them.
2 less people to buy gifts for.
That's right. It's the right time, Allie. A lot of people would just go and milk that relationship straight up through New Year's and then ghost you. But now they left right before.
They do the early ghosting.
Smart. So they're heading there today.
Yeah, and I've got 2 days to myself before I fly over and meet up with them.
Isn't that the greatest gift of all?
I know.
2 days just to yourself.
And then I just go, what? It's so much pressure of what to do with that time that you don't otherwise have that I just have a list of all these things I want to do, and there's no way. I'm just going to exhaust myself trying to get through all the things I've wanted to do.
We got a call on the Go Line over the weekend from some listeners that went on a trip, a pre-Thanksgiving trip, which I think if you've got the flexibility in your life to do any of the non-traveling when the rest of the suckers travel, that's how I think you are successful. You know, I used to say if you have a jet ski, that means you're successful. If you have one of those wine decanters, that means you're successful. I think I've decided now what real success is. If you have the ability, because of your job, financial situation, freedom, whatever, that you can take Thanksgiving week the week before, or you can do Christmas the week after. If you're not stuck like the rest of us traveling during the primetime travel, because as it is, think about us. Thanksgiving, get a couple of days, Christmas, couple of days, 4th of July, couple of days, and that's it.
For spring, maybe? Yeah.
Rarely.
Spring break.
It's very rare, but for the people that are like, yeah, we're just not going to travel Thanksgiving because that's crazy. We're just going to do our Thanksgiving the next week. And you're like, how can you do that?
Well, and also every time I look for travel deals, they're like, why don't you go to Hawaii in January?
Right.
And I'm like, well, I would love to, but I can't.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Of course that's a travel deal.
Yeah, I know.
We're on sucker schedule, like with suckers. But this guy, courtesy of us, got to take a trip, and he wanted to call and tell us about it.
Hey, Klein and Alley, how's it going? This is Josh. I was your grand prize winner to go see Lincoln Park in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
This guy won, just by listening to this dumb show, got a once-in-a-lifetime trip to go to Brazil and see Lincoln Park. And usually when people win stuff from us, we never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Feels like they got something from us, and they're like, peace out.
We know what we're worth.
We know. We understand. But this guy...
Just want to thank you guys again for a truly incredible, unforgettable experience. The wife and I had not been on an international trip in about 5-6 years.
Cool.
With a 2-year-old, unable to take any other local trips either for quite some time. So thank you for a truly once-in-a-lifetime experience. We had an absolute blast.
This is the voice of a guy that got laid for the first time in years and did it in Brazil.
He sounds happy.
Yeah, he sounds thrilled.
I'd love to know what he sounded like before he left.
Oh, my God. I think we probably told him when he won the trip. He's like, "Great, whatever, get me out of here." Like Stockholm Syndrome.
Lincoln Park in Brazil, insane. One of the loudest shows I've ever been to in my life, in my 20-plus years of going to shows. Just never forget it. And truly, thank you again. Appreciate everything.
Hey, thank you again, and appreciate that. A lot of people win stuff from us, but not a lot of people call and thank us after the fact. Hope you had a great time, and just by listening today, who knows what you'll win. We have $100 up for grabs. That's how it starts. Nothing worse than $100.
You too could not sound dead inside.
Yeah, if you think that you need something to change your life for the better,
whether it's a material thing or a life experience, we've got you covered.
Call us now, 800-520-1067. 5 questions about stuff that happened this weekend. Allie was very busy, so trust me when I say I don't think she has any idea what happened in the world.
No, I'm very behind.
If you watched any news at all or just even have an IQ over 6, you could win $100 of Allie's money, and we'll do that after this quick break. If you'd like to play, I have a feeling it's going to be a light week on the phones just because of all the travel and even my drive-in this morning. I think I saw more coyotes on the street than cars. So if you would like to win, call now. 800-520-1067. $100 of Allie's cash. The first thing we do after this quick break on KROQ.
KROQ's Almost Acoustic
Christmas this year.
The 33rd annual KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas, Saturday, December 14th, Kia Forum. The Smashing Pumpkins, Beck, 311, Linda Linda, Sublime, Franz Ferdinand, Jenny Eat World, AWOL Nation, Baby.
Yeah, we get kinky sometimes.
We'll tell you what's song to listen for. Hear it, and Caller 20 wins tickets to the 33rd annual KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas. Presented by Gain. Proceeds benefit Parlos Niños and Al Wooten Jr. Youth Center. KROQ. Brought to you by the LA County Department of Mental Health at dmh.lacounty.gov.
LA Kings hockey. Final day of September. There's some more news. Take it or leave it. We are entering the tail end of ASO, the greatest 3-month span of the year, August, September, October. We're getting into the O part of it, so get ready for that. And speaking of O part of it, Oasis tickets coming up at 9 o'clock this morning, again at noon, 3 and 6. You'll win them all day for the shows just announced happening at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. But first, Allie would like to admit that she was wrong, and it takes a big woman.
Thank you.
It takes a big woman with an even bigger laptop to admit that they were wrong about something. And we found some audio of a claim you made on these airwaves.
I'm not admitting I'm wrong, by the way. I don't know where you expect me to do that. There were other extraneous circumstances that came into play after the fact.
You, back in July, whenever Prime Day was, I finally got myself a computer because mine crapped out after like a decade. And you also had a crappy computer. And you decided... It's
an old computer that also has had a significant amount of water damage. I spilled an entire bottle of water on it about 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm amazed it's lasted as long as it has.
When you first talked about this situation, I just want you to hear the reaction that Omar gave you, because we were laughing at you and saying that this was a terrible idea many months ago, and now, as you have now just had to purchase a new computer... It's clear that we were right. It was a
decision I made.
It's clear that we were right and you were wrong. But here, this is audio from, I'm going to play this to you. This is from back in July.
I also have an old-ass computer, but instead of buying a new computer, I settled on buying a new battery because the main problem that my...
Now, that laughter from Omar is what we're all thinking, which is...
That's laughter support. Right, Omar?
Nope.
That's him laughing, knowing that in a few months we would get this exact story we're about to get right now because he knows... how ridiculous it is. So much so that Friday, on the Friday Flex segment on the show, Allie decided to flex about her plan. Listen to this.
With Prime Day being a big part of the week and Americans spending a record number of billions of dollars on stuff that when you really think about it, you don't need. I got out of this week only spending $44 on Amazon. My computer is a piece of crap as well, and I was like, maybe I should do what Klein did and get a new computer. And I was looking through, and I wasn't really happy with the deals I was seeing, so I ended up buying for $44 a battery.
Allie,
that I can put in my computer, and it's basically new. Gets here on Sunday. Flex.
It's not a flex. This will backfire on you, and you will wish you had just gotten a computer.
No, it comes in a little kit.
And now all the computers,
I have a kit.
All the computers that were marked way down that are back to regular price now, you're going to get screwed enough to pay full price. You had a little laugh there, Allie. That was a few months ago.
We didn't even detail the problems I had with the kit when it arrived. I had a lot of problems installing the battery. I had to go to Best Buy and go to the Genius Bar or whatever, and they wouldn't help me because it was a third-party item.
So go ahead, Allie.
Eventually, I got the battery in.
The floor is yours now. Now, here we are. Fast forward to the end of September, and this was back in July, so not too many,
I blame Apple for this because every time they make an announcement about a new product, I think that all of our products start degenerating, and my computer started experiencing some other issues where it was getting slower and slower and slower. It wasn't holding a charge anymore, and every time I pressed the O button, it pressed like 5 O's, and it was getting really difficult to do my job. So this weekend, I decided it's time for a new computer. But here's the thing.
So your battery experiment was a total fail.
But the battery, I didn't realize at the time, was just one symptom of a much larger problem. At the time, the battery was the biggest issue.
No, we all told you that. We said bad battery is usually an indication that the computer's got a bunch of stuff it's trying to figure out, and the battery is just the first place you notice it.
Well, you don't know that until you replace the battery.
Oh, my God. You won't admit you're wrong. It's crazy. Because
so anyway,
if anyone were to look at the details of this, they would go, well, Allie will finally just admit she was completely wrong and should have taken the advice of her coworkers.
I got 2 extra months out of my computer. It was an end-of-life decision.
but endless times of frustration. I sent some audio to Allie or something, and she's like, she was trying to download some software, and it took her like 10 minutes, and I was like, dude, this should take you seconds.
It took me 10 minutes to open my email.
Oh, my God.
So that I could check if you had sent it to me.
It was crazy.
There is that moment, though, when you know whatever it is, your phone, your computer, you know there's no choice but to move on. But
yes, my days were numbered. It was the end. It was like I should have put it out of its misery.
Yeah,
so
we all said that.
I know. So I got a computer online, and I got it at Best Buy or whatever. I went and picked it up. And here's the thing: is I don't really. I also blame myself for being gay because I don't know inches anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know sizes. I'm not a size queen, and so I don't know the difference between 13, 14, and 16 inches. I decided, you know what? This is a new computer. I want it to, I want a bigger screen. I'm going to go 16-inch. And I got a MacBook Pro, and this thing is enormous.
It's so big.
It's so heavy.
Yeah.
I'm so paranoid that I'm going to drop it because
it's funny watching you lug it around.
It's just so, it's like having a television set.
Yeah,
it's just insane. It's overwhelming,
it's
and I don't know what to
past
do.
the point of portable. I think you just
really
have to set
is.
up.
I think I accidentally bought a desktop.
Yeah. So anyway, that's once again just
battery works great though. I've been using it all weekend.
Yeah,
it's not even halfway done.
Because you didn't put it in. Because the geniuses put it in.
That's a great idea, Klein. We should put a new battery in this thing.
No,
It needs one.
You definitely should not.
I got a kit.
So you are wrong.
I was not wrong at the time.
How much would you have saved if you bought this computer back then?
I don't know because I don't think they had this computer on the Prime Day deal. By the way, Prime Day is coming up next week.
Yeah, you also missed your Prime Day window because if you just waited another week, I think Prime Day starts again.
I couldn't wait another week, Klein. It was impossible.
It's unbelievable.
It would have taken 7 hours to get ADD News together.
You middled yourself between the two Prime Days.
I did.
It's kind of funny. people. Everyone can use a little extra money these days. Gas for travel this week, holiday gifts. Choice is yours. You win $100 of Allie's money. We give it away every morning right around this time. At least give you the shot at it. And all you got to do is answer 5 questions about the news. Hopefully answer them better than Allie. And a lot of new theme songs waiting on the GOAT line on a Monday morning, inspired by things that happened on the show.
Win $100, you can buy fellatio salad. Let's find out if Allie knows the news.
Doesn't rhyme at all, but it was a nice addition to our arsenal of songs submitted by listeners.
Hey, fellatio salad is becoming a trending term. It's like a new slang, yeah.
I know. Unbelievable. Over 1 million views that little video got from our show.
It is the new Thanksgiving side favorite.
Yeah, Johnny's very proud of himself for being a real big dumb idiot because he couldn't remember the term ambrosia salad, gave us fellatio salad, and now it is the gift that the internet just keeps on giving.
She only likes things that are white, but she'll take your green if you lose. Let's find out if Allie knows the news.
There we go. Beautiful. Yeah? Thank you for the song. If you want to get in, you can always leave your custom theme songs on the GOAT line, 844-956-GOAT. Let's say hi to Stevie this morning. Stevie would like a shot at $100 of Allie's money, and I don't blame you. And you beat out lots of people on the phone from Pomona and Los Angeles and Garden Grove and Pasadena, but we've gone with you, so hopefully you don't suck.
All right, good morning. I don't suck.
Good morning. I got 5 questions here, all about stuff that happened in the news the past 24 to 48 hours. Allie will leave the KROQ studios. If you don't believe us, you can check out the stream. It is currently on YouTube. She's going to walk the hell out of here, and we will get into your official round of Allie Knows the News the second that door closes, which will start right now.
Allie Knows the News.
Question number 1. This salad topping, sold in 22 states, including California, has been recalled. Which salad topping is in the middle of a massive recall?
Carrots.
Carrots. Go to question number 2. A woman was arrested for operating these at, quote, skincare spas in Ventura and Orange counties.
Brothel.
Question number 3. This local basketball team snapped another team's 43-game winning streak.
UCLA.
More specific?
Bruins.
All right, I'll accept that. Question number 4. A lot of movies opened up this past weekend, but which movie won the box office?
Wicked.
And finally, question number 5. A vehicle and 2 people inside plunged into what harbor? Local harbor. Car went right in.
Marina Del Rey.
All right, let's bring Allie in. We'll score it together. Allie's always looking to hold on to her own money. She's got nothing to win here except bragging rights, but boy, does she have something to lose. You did decent, Stevie, but don't say anything else because Allie's now back into the KROQ studios, and we will score it together. Remember, if you're listening and you're thinking to yourself, these are easy, I know the answers, well, then tomorrow you'll have another shot to win $100 of Allie's money. Here we go.
All
Question
right,
number
ready.
1. Allie, this salad topping sold in 22 states, including right here in California, has been recalled.
Oh, is it those little shredded carrots?
Oh,
I know there was a carrot recall.
He said carrots, too. So interesting. I don't even really think of carrots as a salad topping.
I just think of what's the most, bacteria-ridden, probably.
It is the probably one of the more delicious things you could put onto a salad to make a salad less healthy. It is the Mexican crouton known as the tortilla strip.
Oh, those are so good because you're like, I'm just having a taco salad.
You don't realize that you could actually put in the equivalent of 6 bags of chips in shredded, in tiny strip form.
What I love is sometimes I'll forget to put the tortilla strips on top and then I'll just eat them
a handful
by
on the
themselves.
side. Be like,
yeah.
Still part of the salad.
Yep.
Salad adjacent. No one gets the point, but be careful if you got any Santa Fe style tortilla strips because those could make you violently ill, apparently. Go to question number 2. It's tied up 0-0. A woman was arrested for operating these at, quote, skincare spas in Ventura and Orange counties.
Oh, yes. That would be brothels,
He
Klein.
said brothel as well, and I actually think that is truth in advertising. Because is a brothel not a skincare operation as well?
It is skincare.
Sure is. But very different than I think what people thought.
It's probably more effective when one of those seaweed wraps.
I would have to agree. As far as releasing toxins, if you know what I'm saying. Go to question number 3, and it's tied up now 1-1. Question 3. This local basketball team snapped another team's 43-game winning streak.
The Clippers?
Incorrect. He said UCLA Bruins. I asked for more specific. It was specifically the UCLA women's basketball team that snapped a 43-game win streak that had been put together by the women's team from University of South Carolina.
Oh, nice.
Ironically, the Gamecocks. But this guy will get the point because he did say UCLA. So he goes up
question
one.
And now a Gamecock question?
Yeah.
It's a theme show.
It's a theme round of Allie Knows the News. And he's up one with 2 questions left. Which movie won the box office this past weekend?
Oh, my gosh. Okay, wait. Global or domestic? Because I know that Wicked got the global box office, but Gladiator got the regular box office. That's what I read.
It's I was looking for, just based on headline, I guess I was looking for global.
Okay, then Wicked.
Yeah, he said Wicked as well, so that is the correct answer.
Glicked is really happening.
And final question, and he's still up one. A vehicle with 2 people inside plunged into this harbor.
Oh, nice. I don't know my harbors too well.
You know your whores, though. You got that brothel question, no problem.
The Venice Harbor.
Wow. He got it right. Marina Del Rey.
Oh, damn.
It's been a while.
I lost.
It's been a while since Allie's lost by more than one. Congratulations. You are $100 richer, Stevie. That's a big win on a Monday morning. Allie was just bitching about money and holidays and stuff, and nothing makes me happier than
You make me sound so pleasant.
to watch her.
Happy news.
That's right, Allie. What must you shamefully admit as Stevie pockets your $100 right now?
That I'm annoying and Stevie has won and knows the news.
All right, congratulations. That's exciting. What a way to start your day. Stevie, big winner on our early Monday morning. Congrats, brother. Hold on one second. You're welcome. More chances to win from this group of losers coming up later right here on KROQ. We are Klein Alley Show. If you need us, phones, text line 800-520-1067. You can listen, you can watch. Lots of ways to get involved in the show. And we always say, if you could help us to grow the show, it would be, much appreciated. And that just means, you listen, you're into it, and you tell a few people, friends, enemies, coworkers, etc. Every once in a while, we hear a success story. A lot of times, it's cost people their friendships, and we understand that is, unfortunately, goes with the territory. That's the rub right there. You suggest our show, just like any friend that suggests a restaurant or a TV show or a movie, and if you don't like it, then you start judging your relationship with the person who recommended it. You say, wow, they said this was great, this was terrible.
Oh my God.
Same thing can happen with this show, but in this particular case, Allie, a bit of a success story that has still backfired on us.
Klein and Allie, sweet divots! Okay, so it's 11 p.m. on Friday night. I'm a bit tipsy with my friend. Say hi, friend. Hi! Okay, so I'm all trying to grow the show, and I got my friend into listening.
I really appreciate that. It's a couple of friends hanging out, getting drunk, Friday night, getting late.
I love that you feel you can call us when you're wasted. Really, truly, when you're out and about and you're like thinking of something and you're like, I gotta tell Klein Alley, call the GOAT line.
Appreciate that.
And now she's like more advanced than I am in the Klein Alley verse. She was like, oh my God, they're streaming on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I heard about it, but I haven't watched it. So she's like, you gotta see it. Like, Klein has this serious-ass face through the whole thing. What's RBS? Resting bitch face. Oh, okay.
They've accused me of apparently on this live stream having a constant resting bitch face.
You do.
Because I'm focused. I'm focused on putting on the greatest, highest quality radio show that we could possibly do.
Yes, especially when we're in a commercial break and your head is in your hands. That's you really concentrating.
Well, that's me reevaluating all my life decisions. That part is a little transparent. Yeah, I always forget the cameras are on here, but I didn't realize that I've been accused of having this RBF.
She's younger than me, I should mention, so she's more hip to the groove. Just the fact that I say hip to the groove says something.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so apparently you have RBF, Klein.
I actually disagree because you don't have a bitch face. Because you kind of look like Sam the Eagle, the Muppet.
Yeah.
You have more of a monster face.
Right, and I've been accused of having resting monster face, and this is a song that doesn't get played often, but probably it should right now because it's a medical condition, and technically I'm violating HIPAA by sharing this with you, but I guess, and I have been accused many times, and this is by my wife, my kids, even if I'm sitting and I think I'm happy in my head, I'm sitting there like at the table, like eating, and I feel like I'm happy, everyone's like, what's wrong with you?
I know, I think both of us look kind of pissed off in our general resting
I said,
face.
nothing's wrong. They go, you look so mad right now. I go, I'm happy. And then I start getting mad about the fact that I got defended I'm happy.
Why are you thinking I'm so mad about this time? I'm so happy.
I'm happy. I can't help it. This is the face I was given. But anyway, it's here's a song for you.
That face.
His resting monster face.
His monster face.
Right.
It should be sprayed with mace.
His monster face.
A visual disgrace.
His monster face.
He's got a monster face.
That makes me feel good about myself. It's always nice to have a song written about you. I would imagine that's what it feels like if you're someone that used to date Taylor Swift. Probably, right? Same thing. You're like, it's
exactly.
It sucks that I'm being sung about, but also an honor that someone sang about my resting monster face.
Now you can finally relate to all of Taylor's ex-boyfriends.
And the only benefit, too, is that every once in a while, when I'm all swole up in the face because of an allergic reaction, or I get punched in the face, or then there's an update to the song.
His swollen face.
His swollen monster face.
His big fat face.
Thank you.
It's worse than Nancy Grace.
His swollen face.
Great.
Bigger than outer space.
That swollen face.
His swollen monster face.
So thank you. Thank you for bringing it to my attention that you've
I think that's your face.
Oh, that's my face?
Yeah.
Great. That's how it feels.
That's Jake telling you a story.
Oh, all right. Well,
and
there you
going,
have it. So thank you for watching the stream and commenting on my resting bitch face, also known as resting monster face. Anything else you'd like to add?
And she said even on the breaks, like when you guys are on a commercial, you don't talk to each other. It's just like dead air. It's like silent.
They literally take their headphones off and do not even look at each other.
Yeah, because I got a resting monster face. You think Allie wants to see that and be scared?
Look, we are concentrating and working on the show during the breaks, but also...
We're working on the show.
Yes.
This show takes work, believe it or not. I wouldn't believe it either if I was listening, but it takes actual work.
And for two people with resting bitch and monster face, respectively, when we're laughing and talking during the breaks, it's tiring.
Exhausting.
And then we need some time to just be bitches.
Pretending I'm entertained by that bitch over there is exhausting.
What is up with that, you guys? Are you not like friends in real life? Are you just like doing it for funsies? And we just wanted to say that we love you guys. And maybe
I love these messages. Klein's got resting monster face. You guys look like you hate each other. Blah blah blah.
But we love you.
By the way, love you.
we love you guys, and maybe try to be friends in real life, you know? Maybe come to find out they actually love each other, and you can talk to each other during a commercial, okay? Okay, that's all. Keep it real. Love you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Yeah, it sounds like it. I tell Allie all the time when you try to talk to me when we're playing songs and stuff, I go, save it. We got to kill 4 hours every day. I don't want to hear. Sometimes Allie's like, I got something I really got to tell you. I go, not now. Don't waste it. I don't waste this. We got Green Day out.
But also, don't you know that you're the closest with the people that you can be completely silent with?
It's the best. I got friends.
If we were in the car together, we would just not talk and love it.
It's the best part about being in a relationship as opposed to being on a first date. First date's got to talk and ask questions and care. They're like cats. Oh, that's cool. You're with someone a few years, you just sit there quietly for months.
Yes.
Never say a thing.
Exactly.
That's love. That's real love.
That's real love.
Here's your Green Day, then we'll get to your Gayest Sports highlights from Week 12 of NFL action quickly after that.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once?
KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Chargers playing tonight. Rams were playing last night. Looked like they were in it for a while, and then all of a sudden it fell apart. And I actually lost an additional $100. Remember that listener that called and challenged me, gambled with me on the Tyson fight?
Yeah.
So he reached out to me on
Oh, no.
Instagram. I owe him $100.
He's
for
like, I
Tyson.
can make money off this guy.
Yeah.
I got to keep messaging
He
him.
goes, yo, you want to go double or nothing? I said, sure. He goes, who do you want? I go, I'll take Rams plus 3.
Oh,
so now
Jesus,
I owe this guy
Klein.
$200. So I'm gonna keep doubling with this listener until I owe him $1,000. But that's all right. It's just one of the many
You're
ways.
going to have to leave the city to
I'm
get
gonna
away
have
from him.
I'm gonna have to eventually leave. If I'm not here one day, you'll know it's I got in debt too much to a listener, so I
Some
had to
exciting
hightail it out of
games
here.
this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of exciting games. But Allie doesn't care about stats, doesn't care about your fantasy teams, doesn't care about anything at all.
I don't even care about my own team anymore.
She just watches the games to find the gayest moments. And here is your Week 12 recap of the gayest moments of NFL action.
Here are the gayest sports highlights from the week.
Jansen to snap it. Hecker the holder.
Into the secondary, twirling his way into the grasp of Diablo.
Samuel's first touch is a big one.
Metcalf's job is to just provide a rub.
Beats his man, has a first down. That's one thing he can do. Did it in his college career, and he delivers there.
Legs are splayed out in the right spot and the perfect amount of pace on it.
You could put him anywhere. He has incredible hands. Madison told us that he coming back into the huddle was like doing a 1,000-piece puzzle.
Mahomes has to eat it. Boy, he was whacked hard.
These have been the gayest sports highlights from this week.
Puzzle analogies, hard whacking.
Hey.
What a gay weekend of football I was unaware of. Quick break, back with more show next.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ.
KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
Question, it's KROQ, Klein Alley Show. If you're in a relationship with someone, married, dating, whatever, and they want to do something to alter their physical appearance, do you feel that as the person that is their plus one, their significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, do you have any input in if they should or could do it? Or do you think
What
it's
would
their...
define like a major change?
Well, in my case, I got this...
Porn stash?
It's not a porn stash. Just a regular, good old-fashioned mustache.
You look like a plumber.
Yeah, thank you. I don't think anyone looks at me and goes, that guy could do porn. But they definitely...
You could look like you could direct it.
But by the way, I could definitely do porn better than I could do plumbing. I mean,
You definitely look sleazier with it on.
Thank you. That's the
It's
look I'm
actually
going for.
because of the shirt you're wearing, too. It kind of looks like you're about to recruit Johnny.
Johnny, you're in. Pack it up. Pack it up and sack it up. You're in.
Are you serious about that mustache, or is this for jokey joke like you've done before, and just to know your wife?
So funny. You're the third person that has said to me, "Is that serious?" What an insulting thing to say to someone. Is that
You would do it as a joke, though.
Yes,
that's who you are.
Yeah, I am doing it as a joke,
Yeah.
but I'm doing it. I'm doing it more.
So is mine. See?
What's that? Why do you have a mustache, Allie? That's even funnier. She's got a real push broom one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This no, but I mean, my wife said like. When she goes and does stuff with her hair, she doesn't ever ask. I mean, she'll say things like, "Hey, I'm thinking about cutting my hair short," and I'm like, well, "Whatever."
I know, but for her, I bet it's like she thinks it's a dramatic change, and it's
I
something
don't
that
even
you would
notice.
not even notice.
No, I don't. Sometimes she'll
It's
come
like-
in and she'll be like, "Did you notice anything?" And I'm like,
I got a long swoop, bang.
Right.
And
I'm
you're
like, "What did you do?"
what?
And she's like, "It's like a quarter of an inch longer or shorter than
Yeah.
yesterday." I'm like,
Longer?
How would I know that? I don't know that, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. Like she got another piercing in her ear.
She did?
Like another one of the top top
midlife
holes.
crisis. Why are you getting your ear pierced?
I don't know,
Middle age.
but she like asked me if I noticed it, and of course I didn't. I didn't notice it.
What,
Vanessa?
I think if she wants to pierce her ear at middle age, she
no,
can't.
First of all, she will not like the fact that she's being referred to as middle aged. That's going to bother her more than anything.
I'm just saying she's a woman who's married and has 2 kids, and I feel like at that point you kind of like have your look figured out.
Yeah, she's a cool mom.
But I think, is that why she's doing it? To be like, I'm a cool mom?
I don't know why she's doing it. I didn't really ask. But maybe she's sleeping with the piercer. I don't know. She just came back and said, "Do you notice any more holes on me?" And I said, "I'd like to." And then she said, there's one here in the top of my ear. I said, oh, all right, whatever. But I wouldn't say
perfect fit.
You have to.
Is this because she wanted to one up her kid who got her ears pierced?
I think she was trying to one up my daughter.
Are you serious?
Well, fine, I'm gonna go to Claire's.
Yeah, you get two. Yeah. She was in Claire's too, with that big lollipop, so she could look young enough to get the free one. No, but in all seriousness, do you think that there needs to be a clearing with if you're going to dye your hair, I'm talking about drastic change now. Facial tattoo, dyeing of the hair to a different color, shaving head. Is that something your partner needs any input on at all?
Oh, yeah.
What?
I think,
that's crazy.
My wife has always had bangs ever since I met her.
Yeah,
and
she does all over the place. Bangs on the side.
Right. No,
bangs your friends.
No, not those kinds of bangs.
No one loves bangs more than your wife.
She will never not have bangs. Never.
That is
she
so
needs
true.
to have bangs. Okay. This isn't going well. The bangs on her face.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Above her eyebrows.
Yeah.
All right. She's always had them.
Just everywhere. Huh?
Bangs everywhere.
All right. Forget it.
Summer bangs, winter bangs.
And I will not allow her to not bang.
Vacation bangs.
I'm just saying it's her signature thing. Okay.
You're not helping yourself.
The hair look is always what it's going to be.
Yeah.
She knows that that's the best. The point I'm making about the ear piercing and about all of it is that once you're a certain age, I feel like you have the good stuff figured out. I look best like this. I've tried all the other things. I've tried all the other hair colors. I've tried this, that. I know that this is the best. You're a work in progress.
Yeah. No, but you just lost a bunch of weight, and now you're, a quote-unquote hot alley. But people always want to kind of change themselves.
Couldn't have sounded more disgusted saying that. You're
Control your gag reflex to finish your sentence.
Right. So I think Omar's right. I think sometimes we look like a work in progress. We haven't figured it out yet, so we're trying things. I'm thinking maybe.
Well, that mustache isn't making you hotter. You know that.
Well, I don't know that. I was actually hit up by a guy yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he call you, Daddy?
He said, "This credit card's not working. Do you have another one?" And I said, "Yeah, hold on.
I said,
one
stop
second."
hitting on me.
All right, leave it alone, sir. All right, we can take a break. A lot of thoughts on this. We'll be right back. We got Freeway Feud to get to.
Freeway Feud?
Freeway. The mustache got in my mouth. Hold on. I'm choking on my mustache. Question, it's KROQ, Klein Alley Show. If you're in a relationship with someone, married, dating, whatever, and they want to do something. K-Rock, Klein Alley Show on a Monday morning. Light week, potentially, unless you're on the roads, in which case could be a really busy week. Or traveling, I don't know, if you're heading out of town now. Have a good trip. We will miss the hell out of you. But you can find us on the app, download the podcast, or watch us on YouTube, wherever you damn well please. Just bring us to your Thanksgiving table. In fact, next hour, we'll give you a chance to have an actual member of the show at your Thanksgiving table. In case you have an extra seat or extra food, someone's looking for a place to go eat. We'll tell you who that is coming up. But first, let's get to the news. Here it is.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for some ADD news. My therapist says I'm good enough.
Well, maybe you're planning to see your family this week, but there's no better time spent with family than in a dark theater watching a movie. And this weekend, we discovered what people would most likely want to sit through with their loved ones. Would you rather watch singing witches or bloody men wrestling each other? And it seems that Wicked broke 3 records, topping the box office this weekend with $164 million in ticket sales. They also set a record for, I believe it was the biggest opening weekend for a film based on a Broadway musical.
Man, they really like to make up records now, huh?
Well, I mean, if you think about the amount of Broadway musical adaptations that have hit theaters, it's not that many. It's like Les Mis.
Right, but I'm saying they go,
Rent.
is it the biggest opening ever? No. All right, let's find something. All right, biggest opening ever with the Green Witch? Well, no.
They do that for movies and for sports.
Right. They got to come up with records.
I know. And some of those records that they have for, like, the NBA are, like, the 4th most shootery person who also passed to another person before they shot it. And you're like,
In
what?
an outdoor stadium.
But
Yeah.
I feel like the reality is if the cast of Gladiator 2 were to fight the cast of Wicked, the cast of Gladiator 2 would probably kick their ass.
I think that the Wicked cast would probably use some kind of like CIA method torture to win over.
That's singing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I'm
smart.
just going to sing the song Popular over and over again until you rip your own ears off.
I did a lot of people. I was getting a lot of texts from people that are like, which one are you going to? I was like, neither.
Really? You're not going to go? I know you don't care about Wicked, but I feel like
no.
you want to see Gladiator.
Gladiator I would like to see. I would like to see Gladiator.
And by would like to see, I mean I'll watch it when it's on demand.
Maybe I'll remember. Yeah, it'll be one of those things where I'll be scrolling in like 6 months, but Gladiator's available now, sweet.
A lot of times now, I feel like I go, I'll just wait till it's on streaming, and then I forget that it exists.
Yeah.
And then if I don't see it pop up, I'm like, I forget it even, I'm never going to like seek it out and watch it.
Original Gladiator, I feel like I saw definitely in the theaters once, but I think I've seen it, I mean, I would say maybe 5 to 10 times. I mean, it was that, for me, it was that good of a movie.
That's so many times to watch Gladiator.
It's a lot of times. I think it was like, at one point, I think I only had like 5 DVDs, and I feel like that was one of the ones I had. So I didn't really have a lot of choices, but I feel like I did see a lot of Gladiator.
I'll just take this bong and watch some Gladiator again.
But
He really didn't have 5 DVDs. It was just that same DVD.
it was the same DVD, it's just Gladiator. I bought it 5 times.
But
I was
also,
really high back then.
I feel like both movies are popular because both movies require watching an older classic. Like, a lot of people were rewatching Gladiator before they saw Gladiator 2, and a lot of people are rewatching The Wizard of Oz before they see Wicked, and then Wicked is only a part 1. So it kind of seems like both of them are have like saga energy, and then people feel like they have to be a part of the saga.
All I know is that they've been promoting the hell out of both of them, but they took a lot of the...
working.
I've seen a lot of the bus stops in Southern California, like in LA area, that have been converted into like Gladiator... I don't even know how I would describe it, like Gladiator pop-up bus stops. And one of them, they replaced the bench that would be like where people sit and wait for the bus with like a throne.
What?
And I don't think they had in mind...
I don't think anyone at the bus stop cares about that.
No, but but the idea is like...
They're like, can I still smoke crack here?
Yeah,
all right, great.
yeah,
I'll
but
sit on a throne.
The best is you watch like a homeless bum sleeping on a throne. You're like, all right, it's kind of classy, I guess.
Jesus. All right, a warning to all of you waiting for gift packages to arrive. Porch pirates may pirate your package before it even gets to your porch. A video coming out of Irvine shows this porch pirate working overtime this season, as always. He's casually just waiting on a sidewalk, looking at his phone. Just seems like a regular guy in the neighborhood. And he's keeping an eye on the UPS truck that's making its rounds. Then the truck pulls up. He goes up. The driver goes up to the guy and he goes, "Oh, are you expecting a package?" He goes, "Yep." "Can I get a signature?" "Yep." And as soon as he hands over the package, the guy just walks down the street and away. And the UPS driver's like, "What?" And then the guy comes out of his house, the real guy, and he's like, "Do you have my package?" And he's like, "What? But I thought that was you." And I was wondering, because you know how they have to take a picture usually to prove, like, I dropped off your package? They should have to take a picture of the person they're giving it to if they give it to a person.
I've had that happen before. And also, by the way, this food for food delivery, this little scam you're talking about, I've seen this take place.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
For food?
Yeah, if you're just walking up and down the street and you see a car pull up and a guy kind of look confused but get out holding delivery bags and you just approach and go, oh, thank God, that's my food I ordered. Now, sometimes they'll be like, what's the PIN number you're supposed to give the end of your cell phone you ordered with? But a lot of times, they'll just hand it up. Here you go. Moving along.
Yeah, well, and I wonder how much of that is a crime of opportunity versus casing the place. Because this guy, I'm sure, was just like hanging out. Yeah,
Mostly
and then it's like it just happened to pull up right in front of where he was.
Yeah.
And I feel you have to sign for the package. I bet it's a good package.
Yeah,
You know
sometimes, but nowadays they just want to. Everyone just doesn't want to be blamed. So, like, they'll say you call FedEx, like, well, we delivered it and we got a signature, and then you're like, but I don't even know who that person is you gave it to.
I know. Are you happy? Maybe it's because you had a good weekend. Maybe you're just one of those people who's weirdly happy all the time. Good for you. If you're interested in being happier, here is the secret according to science. Apparently, the happiest people are the ones that treat their weekends like a vacation. A lot of people.
He's resting monster face.
His monster face.
I am a happy person.
It should be sprayed with mint.
His monster face.
I just don't look happy.
A visual disgrace.
His monster face.
In fact, I'll tell you right now, Allie, when I look the happiest is probably when I'm the angriest because I know that I'm mad and I don't want to look mad, so I will overcompensate with a big fake dumb smile.
And then your eyes get really big.
Yeah, and I go like, I'm happy. But the reality is when I'm happy, mostly I just sit here with this monster face.
Yeah, well, they said that people who associate their weekends with vacations are like a break. Okay, I'm not going to clean, I'm not going to work, I'm going to do all the things that I enjoy, right? It's going to be about indulging. And on the weekends, a lot of us just get caught up in like chores and catching up on things and just kind of like you don't really utilize the time that well.
It's like a 2-day to-do list, the weekend, of all the things you didn't get to during the week.
You might do like one thing that you've planned, but if you associate weekends with little mini vacations every weekend, which also doesn't seem so realistic, those are the people that are going to be happiest.
Well, because then you've kind of built in yourself which was the original concept of the weekend to begin with, right? You get a 2-day break, and then you're working for 5 days, even though that seems like kind of a old school traditional model that doesn't really exist anymore. But let's just say you have a normal 9 to 5, Monday to Friday job, and the idea is the weekend you completely check out. But most
even
of us,
going on a vacation, like if you go on like a weekend getaway,
yeah, well, that would be cool.
Then you're spending the whole week catching up on stuff because you didn't do anything at home during the weekend.
And that's where
that catches up with you.
And plus all the amounts of side hustles and everything else, you're like, oh, good, that'll be my weekend job. The weekend has almost lost its luster.
Yeah.
We got to bring it back, baby.
Or you got to put it in the middle of the week.
Wednesday weekend. You know me, I've been talking about this Wednesday weekend for a while now. We get into a brand new hour of the show as soon as we're done here with Blink. And if you need us, we love the interaction. We are live on the Monday before Thanksgiving. 800-520-1067. This is KROQ. Jesus Christ.
Give him a cars.
Yeah, give me a good question, please.
Hey, Chris, this final question, no one's gotten this right. Johnny, what sound does a car make when you turn it on? Will Johnny,
okay, ready?
Will Johnny know this, Chris, yes or no?
Yes.
All right, let's hope he gets this right.
Come on, Johnny.
Johnny,
All
what
right.
noise does a car make when you turn it on?
Come on, Johnny.
You open the door. Bing, bing.
All right. Chris, for the sake of ending this thing, we're going to give you the win here. Johnny got that right. That was the
baby.
one question he kind of got right.
When he started with ding ding, I thought he was going to get it wrong. I was like, what?
Chachi, Ribbon, Shaky Jakey, Captain Dong Dong, and Diente Muerto. We need the AM show.
It ain't what it is.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
It's Milhouse of the Klein Alley Show. Cool!
One of the big stories to break last week is the voice of Milhouse. You just heard right there. Pamela, who's been doing that job for 35 years on The Simpsons, is calling it quits.
Yeah, Pamela Hayden. It's a tough job to leave. I don't think even if I had other things going on in my life, I would ever leave that job.
Why would you? You get to voice an iconic character that we all know and probably get decent money for doing it. And at this point, seems like, Milhouse, a big part of the show, but also not that many lines per episode, usually.
Totally.
Anyway,
you can walk in your pajamas and say 5 lines and go home.
This hour, she'll be on with us to discuss the decision she made. Will Milhouse be killed off the show indefinitely? Any question you have for the voice of the great Milhouse or any Simpsons fans, we will get to the bottom of all of that coming up later this hour on the show. Also got some tickets for you, KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas, December 14th at the Kia Forum. We'll make that happen for you this morning. And thank you for starting your week with us.
I was also thinking about that show. You know how people wonder if we talk off the air and if we're actually friends with each other?
Yeah.
I always wonder that about the Simpsons cast because I'm like, there were probably some of them have barely even met.
Well, I don't know.
Regular lines, like a whole separate day.
Totally.
I think at the beginning, like you go back 30 years, they were probably all sitting around in the same room for hours at a time doing it. And then over the years, they're probably like, hey, I made enough money. I'm going to go live in Bermuda. Just give me a microphone and an ISDN line.
Right.
And I'll just
I'm
go
Principal Skinner.
Right. Blah, blah, blah. Skinner here. Blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, but we'll talk to her all about that coming up later this hour on the show. And as you know, it's officially that time where the local media feels the need to give us updates from the airport about everyone leaving town. And here's just a little taste of what's happening currently at LAX.
Turkey week is upon us. Thanksgiving travel expected to be busier than ever.
Aaron Myers, live from LAX this morning. Aaron, are you meeting anyone interesting yet? It is only 6:30 in the morning.
Hi, good morning. There's always interesting people here at LAX going on their vacations, getting excited to go see their families, and it is going to be extremely busy. They're expecting more than 2 million passengers to come through here.
Once again, it sounds a little busy. There's no one behind her. This is another one of those examples of when they go to check out the craziness of the airport.
And you see the non-lines behind them.
There's just nothing. Not even... I see nothing.
It seems that their approach this year was to give her a crappier microphone so that it sounded busier.
Sounds busier. That's our approach with Jake, too. That's what we do on this show.
During the Thanksgiving holiday travel period, you can see here at Terminal 7 United, it's picking up a little bit this morning. Today,
No, it's not. It is not. But I understand. They love to create chaos, the feeling of chaos.
Well, and they love the expected chaos.
Yeah.
We're expected to get 2 million passengers.
Oh, it's going to be the busiest travel, busiest Thanksgiving in the history of Thanksgivings.
expected to be one of the busiest days. And we have a group of siblings here. We've got David, Jonathan, Katie, and Sarah. They are headed to Hawaii, and I'm trying to convince them to take me with them.
Oh, no.
This is pretty
How many
bad.
times does that joke land?
Never, but she tries, and then I think one of the sons starts hitting on her. It's kind of weird.
You guys are going to Maui for the holiday. What are you looking forward to doing while you guys are there?
And you should come with us. Why not?
I like it that he's got shooting his shot right there.
I'm hanging out with my parents.
Yeah, this is cool. I got this desperate news. Got this desperate news lady who's going to come on the family trip. So anyway, this
She's
is
like, I don't know.
a sampling of what's happening there at the LAX this morning. If you're traveling, pack that patience. That's what Omar likes to remind you this time of year. You got to pack that patience. And if you see a news crew, you make sure you tell them.
Run.
Do what Omar says and pack your patience. 3:11 time. They will be at the Forum with us for KROQ's Acoustic Christmas. This week, because that's usually the thing that everyone wants to say. Hey, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? And then either you make up something, say, keep it low key, or perhaps you legitimately have something going on. And I don't know if you have family. Like for me, most of my family's on the East Coast, so the concept of trying to head back east for a few days just seems like an impossibility, especially now. So you end up doing stuff out here, and then do you get together with friends, or do you do nothing at all?
Yeah.
Some people don't like. I think people want to feel like they have plans, but I also feel like sometimes people don't necessarily like the fact that they're locked into plans.
If you're locked into plans, then you're like, oh, I'm locked into plans. If you don't have plans, you're like, yay, but should I have plans?
But then there's Johnny on our show, Postmaster Johnny. And he was telling us the other day that he's got nothing. And I don't understand, Johnny, because your mom is here, and you've got a ton of uncles and cousins around, right? So, and you have friends. You're always hanging out with your friends.
Yeah, no, I have plans. I'm doing my own family thing, and then I'm going to my friend's house, and then I'm going to my other friend's house. But what I kind of had planned was I kind of wanted to spread the holiday cheer and maybe join a listener's family for dinner and sit in and kind of, enjoy their time and spread the cheer. You know what I mean?
You would rather be with strangers?
Listeners, yeah, kind of like a way to kind of give back and kind of just be like, thanks for listening with us. Let's have fun.
This is your giving thanks.
This is my giving back.
With
giving
your
thanks.
company.
I'm going to eat your food.
So wait, let me get this straight. You're looking for a family to freeload off of, even though you've got 4 other meals planned? Because the way I heard this last week was you said, I don't really have anything locked in yet for Thanksgiving. Maybe there's a listener that would want me to come have dinner with them.
Yes.
Is that not the case? Did it change over the weekend?
Kind of, yes. It did change over the weekend, yes.
I wish you had told us, because we talked on Friday, and I said, oh, Johnny, that's sad. Let's find a family that would like to adopt you, bring Johnny in. Let Johnny join you for the Thanksgiving. He'll make your Thanksgiving more fun.
Oh, yeah, I could still make time to go with
Well,
listeners.
no, now it feels like it's like this guy's already had 4 meals planned.
Now it feels like the listeners are the charity.
Yeah.
No. I want to go ahead and.
We thought you were the charity.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a charity. I just want to go with a listener. I want to go enjoy whoever's got the craziest kind of holiday party going on.
Would you like to have the star of this viral video at your Thanksgiving table?
Like fellatio salad.
The fellatio salad guy could be in your house. That's an over 1 million view video right now.
That's great.
You could have Johnny explain to your children what he was talking about, what he meant to say, and why he called it fellatio salad.
It's funny because everyone wants to go to Johnny's Thanksgiving after watching that video.
I know.
Because they just want to meet Johnny's aunt.
Everyone's like, man, that aunt sounds fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me, what?
I'm sorry.
Fellatio,
Johnny?
You know that pink thing that your aunt always shows up with? He's like, I brought the fellatio salad.
Everyone wants to go to Johnny's aunt's for Thanksgiving now.
I would love it, though, if Johnny were to get invited to another family's Thanksgiving that claims they have a killer ambrosia salad.
Right. The best ambrosia salad going.
And
let
just
Johnny go and taste it.
Yeah, and have him do a taste test of fellatio salad, like a roundup.
So Johnny apparently only has 4 meals planned for Thanksgiving. If you'd like to provide his 5th for him, he is looking to pencil in for 11 minutes some time with a listener. Very generous. If you're going to be hanging around anywhere in Southern California, he will travel. What's your radius? 100 miles? How far will you go? Because it sounds like you have a very busy day planned now.
And terrible brakes on your car.
Oh yeah, my car's literally about to blow up any second. But I'll go anywhere. I don't really care.
All right. So if you are doing something, and you'd like Johnny to join you for your Thanksgiving,
you have an extra seat at your table.
Guy will even bring his own chair. I bet, right, Johnny?
Sir, I got my own chair.
He's got his own chair. Has chair, will travel. He's looking to do some Thanksgiving with a listener of the show. So once again, if you want to text us, you can get involved. You can call us, 800-520-1067. Once again, if you are somewhere doing something, or maybe you have something small planned, or maybe you have nothing planned, you're just looking for someone to hang out with.
971 said, oh man, if only I had dinner plans for Thanksgiving, I would totally invite Johnny Boy. But if you also have nothing to do, we could also get a roundup of singles.
Right. Put together a
something.
show table. and Johnny could be there to moderate or something like that.
That'd be so lit, bro. Hold on, wait. This is actually a good idea.
So
Let's do this.
if you are feeling like Thanksgiving's approaching, you don't like your plans, you don't have good ones, maybe you have an extra seat, but you don't really want to talk to your relatives.
Yeah,
you
there's
need
another
Johnny
person in
involved.
Huntington who said I have a not yet planned Thanksgiving dinner since my family ditched out on me too. So
Yeah.
I would love to do something with Johnny.
All right, keep them coming. We will connect with all of you on the text line, 800-520-1067. We'll be back in a second. Don't Be a Dick could score you tickets to KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas. And we will tell you as we're officially now getting into people staying at each other's houses. This is the house guest edition of Don't Be a Dick. If you've ever been a house guest or had a house guest, could be relative, could be friend, etc., what do they do that make them the worst people on the planet? Time for Don't Be a Dick house guests. We'll take your open nominees at 800-520-1067 next.
KROQ's Almost Acoustic
Christmas this year.
The 33rd annual KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas. Saturday, December 14th, Kia Forum. The Smashing Pumpkins, Beck, 311, Linda Linda, Sublime, Franz Ferdinand, Jenny Eat World, AWOL Nation, Baby.
We'll tell you a song to listen for. Hear it, and Caller 20 wins tickets to the 33rd annual KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas.
Presented by Gain.
Proceeds benefit Carlos Ninos and Al Wooten Jr. Youth Center.
KROQ.
Allie, you look like you like fellatio salad.
Excuse me, what?
I'm sorry.
Fellatio,
Johnny?
You know that pink thing that like your aunt always shows up with? And she's like, I brought the fellatio salad.
The pink thing that your aunt shows up with?
Hold on. Johnny, what are you talking about?
You know how like, does anybody else have that like one aunt that always brings that one weird side dish and it's like that pink like fellatio salad thingy?
I don't think you're saying the right word.
I think I know what he's talking about. Fellatio, the fact that you're saying fellatio is hilarious.
Johnny, do you know what fellatio is?
It's that salad. It's that like pink salad thingy, that like gushy stuff.
So if a woman came up to you and
is
said,
right,
I
it
want to
is.
give you fellatio, you would think it was a pink salad?
I mean, that's what my aunt brings every year.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes
Oh, man,
green.
I want to go to your Thanksgiving.
She could win America's Weirdest Relative.
We have a new throat goat.
Go!
historic we met?
Oh, at a Starbucks when you weighed 900 pounds? Yeah.
KROQ, the 33rd annual KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas.
Hey everybody, it's Jim from Jimmy Eat World. Come see us at KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas.
Jimmy Eat World.
Open nominations right now at 800-520-1067 for a little round of Don't Be a Dick. House guests. What do they do? It needs to stop immediately. We'll get to that next, right here on KROQ. There's a lot of mantras you could live by, and this is one of the ones we like to say around here quite often.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. It is just general, 4 simple words, but if you live by those words, then potentially the world's a little bit of a better place. And I don't know if we are contributing to making the world a better place or a worse place. I think the goal is
better.
The goal is better. We cure some boredom and potentially give you some tickets and everything else. But I think it's important that sometimes, especially as we're heading into a week where a lot of people will be house guests, that we spotlight some of the things you can do as a house guest that will really make you hate it.
Don't be a dick.
It's time for Don't Be a Dick, the house guest edition.
Don't be a dick.
And I will point out that whichever one of these nominees is our absolute favorite, because there will be there's a ton of ways you can be a dick as a house guest. And maybe you've been a dick as a house guest and you know it, but you did it anyway because it wasn't your place. Like the people that feel like it's not my place, I can almost treat it like a hotel where you just rub your hands on everything.
Yes, but then there are also people who treat a guest house like their own house, and they just start going in the fridge. They start eating stuff that you don't want them to eat, and that was a big nominee on the text line for Don't Be a Dick.
We'll pick our favorite at the end of all this and give you some tickets so you can be our guest at KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas, December 14th, Kia Forum. A couple of tickets will be yours for the best nominee in this exciting edition of House Guest Don't Be a Dick. We start let's start with Kim. We'll make our way up and down these phones at 800-520-1067. What's up, Kim? You're on KROQ. Good morning.
Hey, my Don't Be a Dick is that person that walks through the door and sits down and just sits there during the whole party while everybody's cooking and cleaning and having fun. And I spend weeks preparing for Thanksgiving, and then they just sit there, and then their plates accumulate.
Yeah, there is the person that I'm not going to say it's my father-in-law necessarily, but they get there, and as soon as they get there, they go, "This is my spot." and this will be my spot until I leave.
And they don't even do do you need any help? Like even the fake, do you need any help is not offered.
Right, that's the spot. And that's where they go. And I get it. Sometimes they're staying there. Sometimes they're just there for a few hours. But when they have decided to, and I would even argue I've been accused of maybe being that person too. Because,
really?
Well, if there's going to be a lot of people, you want to make sure you get a good spot. Nothing worse than going to a place and being like, I don't have a spot because all the good spots were claimed.
Yeah, you get like the one chair that they brought in from the garage.
It's like all cobwebs and rusty. It's all uncomfortable and stuff.
Yeah, the tetanus shot to sit in.
Yeah, it's the worst. Let's say hi to Robert on KROQ. Don't be a dick. It is the house guest edition because there's a lot of things you can do as a dick if you're going to be a house guest or perhaps you've had a house guest and they've done these things. What's up?
Hey, Sweet Divots.
Sweet Divots.
So, yes, I had a guest basically stay over. It was kind of like a threesome situation, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, saw the door cracked, and that's when I realized they stole my car.
What?
Hold on. You had a threesome? Well, you
is this Thanksgiving related?
I don't think it is,
Okay.
but I'm thankful for it. You had a threesome situation, and the person came over and then decided to get up in the middle of the night and steal your car?
Yeah, they stole the car, and then we went outside, realized the car wasn't there, and that our guest wasn't there, and then I called the police. The police came over. They said because I had invited them in, I couldn't exactly file a vehicle theft. What made it...
Cops like, hey, because you had a threesome, high five, right? Case solved.
Exactly.
You invited them in like a vampire?
Right. Well, all right.
Just because you invited them in doesn't mean you want them to steal your car.
Evelyn on KROQ. Don't be a dick. House guest edition on KROQ. Our favorite nominee will get some tickets. KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas happening December 14th. Kia Forum tickets available at Ticketmaster.com or win them from us. What's up?
Good morning. Is that me?
Yep, you're on.
Oh, hey. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Don't talk.
My nominee is the guest that's loud as hell when you want to like sleep in on a day you like have off, and they're just loud, up early.
It's the downside.
They usually don't know how to work anything either,
Right,
so
it's
there's a lot of clanking.
It's the downside of being a guest is that when you are a guest at someone's place, yes, usually it's cool. It's free accommodations. Potentially it's more convenient. Maybe you even have your own room. On the flip side, you cannot be kind of your worst version of yourself like you can be at a hotel because you understand that you are at least supposed to be a little bit respectful of the person whose house you're staying in.
I always will get up, and if I'm up before anybody, I will be either as quiet as possible or I will go back to sleep because I don't want to be the first person awake. I'm like, oh, cool, everyone's still sleeping. We're all still sleeping.
Like when my parents will stay with me, they'll be up early because they're on East Coast time, but they'll like go to the kitchen but not know how to do anything. So they'll just be kind of sitting there waiting for anyone else to get up. They'll just be sitting in the kitchen, like in the dark.
Yes, I know.
And
or it's just like reading
and then
or
I'll be
something.
Like,
and I'm like,
what is going on here? It's like creepy as hell. And then they'll be like, we're starving. And I'm like, how long have you been up? They're like 4 hours. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Can you help yourself
Figure
a
it
little
out.
bit?
Don't be a dick, house guest edition. Kevin, what do you got for us?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
The guests, you let them eat on the couch, and they sneakily wipe any like dust, Cheeto dust, or whatever oil they have on their hands all over the couch.
Yeah, the house is their napkin.
Yeah, those people suck.
And I'll tell you, the other thing about that, too, is that a lot of times you have rules in your own place. And maybe you're not like, maybe you're not a square, maybe you don't suck, but you have rules like no eating. Like, for instance, I have a legitimate, unless it's me, like my kids, they can't eat on the couch because why would I let them eat on the couch? They're absolute messes. But if a guest were to come by and be like, grab some food and sit at the couch, I would feel weird being like, hey, this couch is not for eating because they're another adult.
You don't want to be the house rules person?
I don't be the house rules. So sometimes you do bend your own rules.
Are you a
guest.
no-shoe household?
No, I don't. And people always, I hate that question. Like, people walk in, they're like, is this a no-shoe household? And I can tell they want me to say
yes.
I feel like they're judging me either way because I'm like, I don't care. Do you have crap on your shoes?
Yeah, but you take your shoes off probably when you come in, don't you?
No.
Oh, really?
No, I don't.
Do you have carpet or hardwood?
Hardwood?
Yeah, see, that's cool.
Yeah.
What? We all take our shoes. And I notice when I walk into somebody's house, if I see some shoes just piled up, I automatically take off my shoes because I know that that's a no-shoe place. There's a couple of nominations for hosts. I know we're really doing Don't Be a Dick Guest, but these are worth mentioning. 714, I want to nominate the host that says to be there at a set time, but then you arrive and they haven't even showered. They haven't even done any of the prep yet.
It's a great Don't Be a Dick.
Yeah, they don't realize like what it's like to host properly.
Who gets there on time, though?
I know, but also if it's like, okay, this is going to take hours.
Right.
You know, like dinner's not going to be till like 7 p.m. and they told you come here at 4.
And they look shocked when you're there when they told you to be there.
Yes.
And you're like, what?
Another one is 909 said, don't be a dick when you stay at somebody's house and then they give you all the cheap itchy, scratchy blankets.
Oh yeah,
Like all the ones that they rejected.
Yeah, all their reject old blankets that they still have from years ago.
You're like, damn it.
Sophia, don't be a dick. A lot of people will be house guesting this week, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Maybe you're back in your house you grew up in, or you got people staying with you. What is the thing that people should stop doing immediately?
Okay, so hi. First of all, good morning.
Good morning.
My don't be a dick is when guests just leave little to no toilet paper left, and then you have to like find out the hard way. You're just like sitting down. You're like, oh my god, damn it! Like, why would you do it? You know?
Yeah, I think people don't like to like let everyone know that they used the end of the toilet paper. It's the same reason people don't like to take the last piece of like sushi or the last appetizer on a shared plate, even though everyone wants it. No one wants to be the person to take it.
Maybe they don't feel comfortable rifling around in your bathroom looking for a spare roll.
But maybe there isn't a spare roll in there, and the answer is you should go tell the like, hey, by the way, you're out of toilet paper in the back. That's the right thing to do.
But that's weird. You feel like you're at a restaurant.
I know, but then the next person's sitting there, like she says, you look over, you're like, God damn, there's no toilet paper here. It's not my house, so I don't even know where the rations are. Let's say hi to Britt on KROQ. Don't be a dick. House guest edition. What do you got?
The person who brings a pet.
What was that?
Are you making your own sound effects in this? Because if you are, I love it.
A pet, and they go like this.
What kind of pet is that?
That's amazing.
Scooby-Doo walking through the
person that just shows up with pet, even though no pet was discussed ahead of time.
Yes, and then they treat it like it's a kid. Or
Yeah,
I've had that happen.
Yeah, that's like Jake. But a lot of times,
it's known.
There are people, and usually it's people that have pets or have had pets that don't really care that much. But boy, I like when I bring my dog somewhere, even if it's just like for a second, and there's like a no pet household. They're like, why don't you walk around the side and you can leave them in the backyard?
Yeah,
they don't like any, and I get it, but whatever.
But I think people who have small pets or pets that they feel like are not an inconvenience to anybody, they feel like they don't need to say anything. And like for us, we have cats, so they would freak out if a dog ever came in the house.
Michael on KROQ, don't be a dick. It's the house guest edition. Who's the worst type of house guest?
Hey, what's up, guys? Sweet Dips.
Sweet Dips.
So my nominee is for the weird friend or relative that gets invited that tries to tell his version of a funny story, but it ends up burning or burying the host because it's like all those stories that when like they were single or what all the
embarrassing.
Yeah, that's right. You got to remember who's hosting this thing, whose house you're in right now.
What about the guest that tells the same story every year?
Right.
I have a couple of uncles that there's like 5 of them on repeat, rotating throughout the night, and then I have to go, yeah, I remember, and then they'll keep going with the story until they know they've gotten the proper reaction.
Manny, we're looking for your nominees for the worst type of house guest. It's Don't Be a Dick. What do you got?
Hi, hello, good morning. I'm calling to nominate, shout out to my wife's cousin, but the guest that does not know when to leave.
That's a huge one, too. Sometimes even if they're staying with you for a few days and you're like, yeah, and when do you need to be here till? They're like, well, Sunday I'll leave. And you're like, okay. And in your head, you're thinking that means like first thing Sunday morning. And then Sunday it's starting to get dark out at night and they're still there and they haven't even packed the thing yet. And you're like, hold on, are we still on this Sunday timetable?
I know. And then like you're just moved on from the holiday and they're still there.
Like I think people do like it when you have guests. I mean, I think there's something, it'd be cool. Guess who's staying here for a few days? But then they arrive and then it immediately starts the countdown until like, when are they out of here?
And you just want to get back to your life. And you can't because they're there. 310 wanted to nominate the person that wants to watch something really specific on TV that nobody else wants to watch.
That's the thing. If you're a house guest, you've got to be kind of one of those, like, a go with the flow type. I feel the same about the person that's got, like, a very specific dietary something. Like, they need, like, a certain type of, like, oat milk. And you're like, I don't have oat milk.
I know, but they expect it to be there.
Yeah, they're like, well, I guess I just can't have anything then. Like, if you have
like, then I guess you can't.
But if you're the house guest that has that sort of, like, whatever it is you need, like, that's on you to be like, I'm going to go to the store and load up on some stuff I need.
Yes, but something that my wife will do is when it comes to TV, she'll be like, oh my God, we all have to watch this one thing, like this old movie or something like that. And she just assumes that everybody else wants to watch it when really nobody does.
All right, there was a lot of great nominees there. We'll have to talk about it. A few more on the phones as well. The winner will get to see this band live and in the flesh at KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas. Oh, yeah, the soundtrack for Christmas this year will not be Mariah Carey. It will be the Smashing Pumpkins on KROQ. show. You're going to be a house guest. Hopefully you're paying attention now. And you don't be one of these people you've heard about for the past 10 minutes on KROQ. The Don't Be a Dick house guest edition. And this is not just for people that are stopping by for a meal, but perhaps people that are like, hey, mind if I crash for a few days? There's always that, too, the person that shows up and you think they're just there for a visit. And they ask, hey, some things fell through. Is it okay if I spend the night?
And then there's usually, if you've got other guests, you don't really have a bed that's free. And then you're like, well, there's the couch. And then they're like, couch is fine. And you're like, no, couch is not fine.
Take a few more nominees, then we got to give away these tickets. KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas. Don't be these people. Tracy, who are you nominating?
The guest that comes and expects you to be their own, travel guide all over California. And they don't understand the
man,
that's a good one.
That one's a great, too. Yeah,
so what is there to do? What should we do tomorrow?
Yeah, what do you have planned for us? I don't know. You're an adult. I have to
I didn't really think this was that close.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Jen, quickly, nominee, don't be a dick, house guest.
Hi, guys. We did. I think it's the guests that come in and they know we have a guest bathroom and that's where everybody's designated to go use it. And then they're asking, can we use your personal bathroom?
This
is a great one.
This is a great nominee because, yes, there is a bathroom and it's right there and you've seen a lot of people use it, but for some reason they feel like they want to use your bathroom. And there's something about that because you don't know if you put away all your stuff. You don't want to see all the creams you have out, whatever prescriptions
hair
you
products
have
out, exactly.
Right.
Or they have to go through your personal bedroom to get to the bathroom, and you're
also,
like, I don't want them seeing my bed. It's all on me.
Everyone knows there's the feeling of your own bathroom. It just feels it's your bathroom.
Yeah.
Like you like the idea that no one else is using it except for you. And then as soon as someone else uses it, even if it's a friend, relative, whatever, it does feel like
what'd they do to it?
We got to burn this thing down now. Jen, that's a pretty strong nominee. I feel comfortable in handing you some tickets to KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas. How'd you like to join us December 14th at the Kia Forum?
Oh, my God. Yeah, guys.
Hold on 1 second. Those tickets are as good as yours.
You can use any bathroom you want at the Forum.
Oh, yeah. They're all available. Bucket. You can use Jake's personal bucket. That's so generous of you, Jake. Quick break. We got lots to get to. The voice of Milhouse will be joining us in a few moments to talk about that retirement. We got your ADD news to get to. And then a brand new hour of the show complete with your finalists for America's Weirdest Relative. It's all coming up after this quick break right here on the World Famous KROQ.
Klein, Alley Show.
Sometimes.
They're all over my
they're
neighborhood.
cute.
They're so adorable.
And they're
But I
constantly
never
banging.
in a million years would think I could just put a store-bought bunny out in the wild and expect it to survive.
Yeah, but regular people are dummies.
Well, yeah, and it's led to a population problem in Las Vegas because so many people have done it there, and then the rabbits did survive, and they were procreating, and now there's a huge rabbit problem.
That's because in Vegas they got a huge population of magicians. That's got to be the reason, Allie. Think about it. They can't stop.
Another hat, another rabbit, another problem.
Another one. We got.
And all the lucky rabbit's foot, that people gamble with. They need that luck.
Need those feet. You gotta.
Come here, you! I gotta shove on your feet for luck.
K-Rock, we are Klein Alley Show. Let's get into your news. Then we kick off a brand new hour. 4 on the floor. K-Rock's Almost Acoustic Christmas. If you bring us America's Weirdest Relative and the voice and star of The Simpsons known as Milhouse joining us as well.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for some ADD news. I already forgot what we were talking about.
All right, there's a lot of talk about presidential pardons right now, mainly the pardon of the incoming president. Will it happen? Will he pardon himself? Then there's the pardoning of birds. It's a White House Thanksgiving tradition. It's been around for many years, and it's where we got Biden's greatest moment of all time.
That's a big bird, man. Congratulations, birds.
Oh, it's one of the greats. One of the great drops in the history of drops on this show is when he congratulated all the birds that got pardoned. And then
the two birds.
The two birds got pardoned, and the others were off to slaughter. But he did say...
It's a big bird, man.
Yeah.
There was actually...
With his aviators on.
If you remember, Allie, he actually went into a long story. This was...
Oh, my God, that's right.
This was the story originally, and this was a year ago, and he was still mentally fit. But listen...
You could say even this harder than getting a ticket to the Renaissance tour or Britney's tour. She's down in... It's kind of warm in Brazil right now. These birds have a new appreciation of the word, let freedom ring. That's a big bird, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, birds.
It was a bit of a ramble right there, but that was something.
Was he thinking of Taylor Swift?
I think he was trying to say something
And
about
he was like,
Taylor
but
Swift.
Britney's very popular in Brazil down there.
I don't know what he was getting at, but that was a bit of a
He's
ramble.
definitely Don't Be a Dick house guest, isn't he?
Sure is.
It's like how the A's threw him that information right before he went on stage or something.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, someone said, hey, by
Mention
the way,
Taylor Swift's concert.
mention Taylor Swift. I got it. It's right here. Don't worry. Yeah, Britney in Brazil.
So apparently the birds themselves have to go through a rigorous process just to get to the White House and officially earn the pardon. I didn't know all the things that they have to do, but this is the farm that was chosen this year.
Owls are preparing for their all-expense-paid trip to Washington, D.C.
I'm a fan of Metallica, so they've listened to a lot of that. I would say that they're metalheads.
2 of these rock star turkeys will be selected to meet the commander-in-chief.
Hey. We want them to be prepared for the spotlight. We want them to get used to various sounds, lights, noises, and anything they'll encounter in Washington, D.C. So we expose them to different noises, different lights, all sorts of music, hard rock to polka to Prince.
So they have to listen to all this stuff and get exposed to like lights all the time in order to get ready for them to be on the road because they don't want them to like freak out in front of the president.
And with talons like these.
Yeah.
And they can get somewhat aggressive.
The last thing John Zimmerman wants to see is his prize turkey turned away.
I don't want to be the chairman where the turkey flaps at the president and causes some sort of injury. You never want that.
Crazy.
And it would be quite an injury with Biden.
What's going to make a bird more insane than having to hear Metallica into polka music?
I know.
I mean, I feel like that's the torture stuff that the CIA does.
And this is what you have to do to earn your life?
Yeah, right. If not, you're going to be dinner. So they're like, you better listen to this. It's Enter Sandman, then Weird Al.
Then some Prince.
Yeah.
Congratulations, birds.
Good luck.
They're like, thank you. I earned it.
You really did.
All right, from birds to brothels. Turkey farms in Minnesota are much more wholesome than the skincare shops that are being owned and operated in Ventura and Orange counties, but really are just a front for brothels. And there was a woman who was just arrested. Her name is Amanda. She's 44. She's from Yorba Linda. And apparently she was the one who was turning all of these places into commercial sex establishments. And they found out that a lot of people were paying for sexual services that had nothing to do with skincare. But as you pointed out, Klein, everything was skincare.
That is skincare. It's truth in advertising.
But there were a lot. The Swan Spa, located at the 100 block of North Rancho Road in Thousand Oaks, not far from where I live.
Check
and
my
I can't believe I
statement.
never went to Swan Spa.
Swan Spa sounds legit.
But they said they were able to possibly identify multiple male individuals suspected of purchasing commercial sex at each of the 4 locations, and it is under investigation. Swan Spa, Star Spa, Victoria Spa, and the Four Seasons Spa.
Oh, that sounds nice right there. 4 Seasons.
It's great that you can just... Like, you can't use the Four Seasons,
right,
but you just call it Four Seasons Spa. And how many people booked thinking that it was the Four Seasons.
I don't know the story, but were these places also doing legitimate, were some people going in there and getting Botox and chemical peels, or was it just...
I think they were getting regular things, but it's one of those things where you walk in for a real service and they're like, hey, what are you doing here?
Right.
There's like 50 guys in there, like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
The guys like all wrinkled up and stuff. Like, I don't think any of these guys are taking skincare seriously.
All right, a while back we talked to a man named Jerry who was very upset after winning the lottery, which seems impossible, but he had won $44 million back in August, and then months went by, and he was still sitting, waiting for his jackpot to be paid out. I think in the meantime, he had already bought a house. He had some cars that he had already tried to buy, and he was I think he had shown them his ticket or something in order to get approved.
Yeah, he was on our show because he was claiming that they were holding his money because Orange County was trying to get all the interest from as soon as he got paid, they stopped making money on the interest.
The treasury lady was
whatever her name.
What was her name?
I forget.
Yeah, I forget.
I can't find
it. But he spelled it for us.
Yeah,
too.
he did spell it many times.
So it's official. Jerry has picked up his check.
Oh, Jerry got paid.
He finally got his money, and with taxes and everything and taking the lump sum, how much do you think that check was for?
Well, he told us it was $44 million, then they take half right out of the gate. Then he went with one lump sum, but then taxes, $12.7 million.
Oh, he got $17 million.
$17 million.
He said, it felt great to get the check, but I was so stressed about it. I'm thankful I'm going to be a millionaire for the rest of my life.
Good
and I
for
couldn't
you.
help but think, yeah, you probably won't be.
Yeah. Well, no, he seemed like, because remember, when he told us the car he bought when he finally won the lottery, we were all expecting him to be, one of those douchey lottery winner cars, and he told us he got like a Honda or something. Remember that?
Oh, well, they are reliable.
I know.
He said he's already paid off his house, made some improvements to his house, invested funds, and shared winnings with family.
Oh.
You do remember we asked him for money, and he wouldn't give it to us.
We told him. We should call him back and tell him we did our job. He got his money. He owes us 10% because he was not open to being a partner with us.
Or we can just say we're a relative.
That's a good idea. Hey, Jerry, it's us, your
Uncle
relative.
Jer!
We get into a brand new hour of the show. The greatest hour of your life starts next on KROQ.
Hey guys, I successfully finished my chemo.
Cancer Schmancer.
At the club!
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Hell yeah, welcome to KROQ. Welcome to your Monday morning on a short week for many as we creep closer and closer to Feastin' Day. It's officially pack your patience time if you're traveling to airports or the hell out of town. Or maybe you got the week off, or you're like my kids that were given the entire week of school off for some unknown reason.
They didn't even earn it.
They didn't earn it. I was shocked. I said, see you kids, have a good day at school tomorrow. They go, we don't have school tomorrow. I said, what?
They get those days easily, huh? They figure it out.
When did that start?
Well, I thought it was always Thanksgiving week was off.
Not when I was growing up. I think we got Thursday, maybe, Friday, maybe.
I don't even remember. I have a few friends that are like teachers or work in the school system. They're all off this week.
Yeah, well, they've really figured out a way to milk this holiday, so enjoy it. Teachers are probably still sleeping right now.
So much to stay. Enjoy it, teachers.
God damn. I've already run out of things to do. It's chaos at my house. 8 in the morning on a Monday. I got nothing left. This hour on the show, we'll meet some of the finalists for America's Weirdest Relative Search, including, I think today's the day we actually meet Uncle Mandan. Uncle Mandan, Allie,
is not a made-up name.
Is going to be calling us from Mexico, and he is the uncle that records himself fighting with self-defense dolls.
Oh, I'm so glad.
And then dressing them in clothes and forces his family to watch those videos. We're also going to meet Uncle Tony today. Uncle Tony's the guy that left Thanksgiving dinner in the middle to go take a bath.
Great.
And brought his food with him and ate his food in the bathtub.
That's amazing.
And we're going to meet, believe it or not, another uncle.
Oh.
So, first round of finalists, 3 uncles battling it out for only 1 spot in the actual finals, the real finals for America's Weirdest Relative.
Starting out already with some of the most memorable ones that we heard last week.
That's coming up this hour on the show. But let's give you this, and then I can't believe it finally happened, Allie, but after 35 years, one of the most iconic voices in all of animation, the voice of Milhouse on The Simpsons, who I didn't even realize was voiced by a lady, but The Simpsons were very, very much trailblazing in that front. You know, they had Nancy, female voicing Bart, and now
There's a female voicing
Milhouse, a white guy voicing Apu. I mean, it was like all over the place. And in just a moment, on our phone, saying goodbye for the final time as Milhouse.
Oh, tear.
Will be the star of The Simpsons. That's next, Kara. KROQ, we are Klein Alley Show on our phone right now. Calling it quits after 35 years. Not fired, not laid off. I don't think this was cost-cutting measures. I think The Simpsons is still a very, very successful, very profitable operation. The voice of Milhouse, Pamela Hayden, joining us right now on KROQ. Good morning, Pamela.
What's up?
Makes us so happy.
Oh, man.
God,
How do you not smile hearing that?
I'm so happy right now.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I mean, we were all, of course, shocked when, we got the news that you were leaving the show after 35 years. I mean, over 700 episodes. You didn't just voice Milhouse. You've voiced many characters. Why the decision to leave?
Did you get another gig that you can't tell us about yet? Is that what's going on?
No, it was a great run, and it was a difficult decision, but I do have creative endeavors that I want to pursue, and it's just, it was such an iconic show, and it was just so great. What actor has a gig for 35 years?
Yeah, no one.
Especially voice acting.
And the thing about Milhouse, which is crazy, is that, you could argue Milhouse was not one of the starting lineups of The Simpsons. You could make that argument. But I think that ever since your announcement went public, you realize how much real love there was for this character, Milhouse, that was kind of really the lovable loser of that show for so many years.
Loser? What? My mom thinks I'm cool.
That's right. I take it back.
That's right.
I take it back, Milhouse. You're very cool.
Thanks. I was overwhelmed by the love and support that came my way. I really was touched, to be perfectly honest, and it's just really flattering. It makes you feel good when your work and what you're doing is resonating with people.
Well, have you already done your last Milhouse episode? Is it over? And if so, do you know if this is the end of Milhouse, or are they finding somebody else to be the new voice of Milhouse?
I've finished doing my recordings. The last episode is this weekend, but there will be a Milhouse too. Yes.
Oh, there will be a new Milhouse.
Yes, they're recasting. It would be kind of sad to kill off a 10-year-old boy on a comedy, right?
Yeah, it'd be sad, but also it'd be interesting.
Also hilarious.
Also, it'd be great if they brought back Milhouse and gave him like a really deep, cool, like totally different voice.
Oh my God, that'd be so funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That'd be great if you got hired again to do new Milhouse in a different voice.
New Milhouse. It's kind of like when he was on steroids in that episode. He kind of sounded.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah.
Do you know if they have cast a new voice yet, or are they still finding?
They have not. No, they have not.
Do you have a personal favorite Milhouse line, phrase, scene that you think back on and you go, this will be the one that I will. It's hard to boil down 35 years of Milhouse into just one line,
right.
But do you have one that stands out to you?
Let's see. One. Oh, there's so many. This is what it feels like when doves cry. I like that one. Of course, everything's coming up Milhouse.
That's one of the greatest. I mean, that's a line that is so used now in pop culture for so many things. Everything's coming up Milhouse.
Well, it's funny because this gal was talking to me one time, and she said, whenever my boyfriend and I are having a hard time, we meet up in the kitchen and go, everything's coming up Milhouse. Which, as long as it helps them, that's what I'm here for,
Yeah.
Well, one of my favorites, I've always wondered, if you're doing signings and things like that, does anyone ask you to sign at Millpool?
No. Wow. No, they never have.
Do you remember that first episode? It's so weird now because obviously, show's very successful. You've done very well for yourself. Do you remember what you got paid for that first episode, the first time you did it? And did you think to yourself, this will be like a 1-week gig and I'm done?
I did think. I did not think that it was. Well, of course, no one thinks anything's going to go for 35 years. But I didn't think it would go past a season because, I loved it. I thought it was smart and funny and topical. But that doesn't mean anything necessarily. I don't remember what I got paid, but we were working at the beginning, from I'd say 10 in the morning to 8:30 at night on a show. So it wasn't as streamlined, obviously, for the first few years. The money was, nothing to write home about, that's for sure.
Right. We are big fans, Pamela. Pamela Hayden on with us now, the voice of Milhouse, calling it quits on her own terms after 35 years of a successful run. Good news, she told us Milhouse will not explode in a future episode of The Simpsons that we know about. But that will be the end of the Milhouse that we all knew for so long. And
I'll have to work on my Milhouse impression.
And you better believe Allie's going to be sending in her audition the second the show is over. And Pamela, what would Milhouse like to say to all the fans now that will miss OG Milhouse as he rides off into the sunset with you?
Whoa, this horse is getting away!
And of all of the thousands of Milhouse tattoos you've seen on people over the years, do you have one that stands out as your favorite?
Well, just a shocker. The pizza guy came and he had Milhouse on his calf. So,
oh, no way.
He's gotten into society, yeah. And I just ordered like mushroom and pepperoni, and I got a Milhouse tattoo.
And did you say to the guy, hey, that's me, I'm that guy?
I didn't, actually.
Oh,
I did. There's all these cells in the house, and people come in and they'll go, are you an animator? I'm like, no. And they said, you just like The Simpsons. And I'll say yes.
Oh
man.
my God.
That's crazy. A pizza delivery guy with a Milhouse tattoo delivered pizza to Milhouse. Didn't even realize it. It's unbelievable. We would be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't ask you, and this is the last thing we promised to ask you, to say, as Milhouse, say it's Milhouse and you're listening to Klein Alley Show on KROQ. If you could, we cannot pay you SAG prices, but we can say thank you.
It's Milhouse on the Klein Alley Show. Cool.
There she is,
Okay.
the great Pamela Hayden, a.k.a. Milhouse.
Bye.
Welcome to your newest morning addiction. Sorry, Meth. This is Klein Alley Show. Mornings on KROQ.
Jake, we tried
KROQ's almost.
And this would be the third attempt at a sex experiment with Jake the Nerd. The guy is on a 5, 6, or 7 month dry spell now since moving in with his girlfriend. Usually that's when you would think the relationship was at its best. When you first move in together, but you're not married. You still got all that fun of reckless sex, no kids to ruin that.
Gosh, that's amazing.
Good
and you can have
times.
sex whenever you want.
Whenever, you're living together now, no reason not
Wherever
to.
you want.
But for whatever reason, Jake has entered month number 6 of a dry spell, and we've given him 3 different sex experiments to try to bring anything into this guy's life.
Mm-hmm. And in a lot of ways, he's doing it to himself, but I also do feel bad. But I know that he could change his situation if he really put his mind to it.
A lot of people on the text line also claim that they can out-dry spell Jake, and that's not really what this is turning into, a battle of that. But if you've ever snapped a long dry spell, maybe you had something that worked for you, because we've tried, and I thought yesterday was going to be the slam dunk home run for Jake, because he, those giant flowers that arrived here for Vanessa, sent by a listener, she didn't know. She didn't want them because she didn't know who they were from, and she was creeped out. We convinced her there's a hidden camera inside, so we gave them to Jake to give to his girlfriend, because he never does nice things like that for her.
Yes, and I think this would be something that made her feel loved, because there are plenty of times where he's ditched her to go see shows. He's bought gifts for himself at those shows without thinking of her and giving her anything. I think for Valentine's Day, he picked up some flowers at Vaughn's.
And like a chocolate bar.
Chocolates.
A chocolate bar. So anyway.
Because we told him to.
Right, we told him to. Anyway, here is him attempting to give her the flowers. And any woman would, I think, for the most part, be like, wow, this guy spent, it's a real deal. I mean, you can see pictures of this on our socials. So
it's beautiful.
$400 operation here. Listen to this.
Hey, I got you a present. I have a present.
Even the way he says it, it's like,
come here, you.
Hey, got you a present. It's like, you don't even set it up nicely.
She loves him supposedly, so maybe this is
Does she
charming
say
for
that,
her.
Jake?
Sometimes.
She says, I love you to you?
Yeah, if I say it first.
Oh, my God. Are you sure you're still in a relationship?
I hope so.
Like, maybe she thinks that you guys have broken up. Have you ever checked?
Like, I don't...
Allie, I think you're right. When you hear this, you may even lean even more into that theory, because,
Really?
listen. Yeah.
Hey, I got you a present. I have a present for you.
Yeah, look.
Yeah,
That's like
what?
the help.
She
Yeah,
seems
what do you
annoyed
want?
by it.
You're out of your wing.
How did you get it?
What do you mean, how did I get it?
Did you steal from someone?
Oh, my...
Did you steal it from someone? It's her first question.
Did you find this on the side of the road? It's her first thought.
Dude, the presentation is everything, Jake. You show up,
She was gone when I got home. I was going to do it right when I got home and surprise her. I was going to have this whole thing, but she was gone. So she came back later during nap time. I was asleep. So this is after I woke up, and she was in the house, and I'm not good at this.
So if you had...
Clearly.
Yeah, we know. You ran out of stuff.
Yeah.
But if you had known when she was going to be home, maybe you could have stayed awake and been waiting for her and, oh my gosh, you're not taking a nap for once and you brought her flowers. Like, that probably would have upped the game.
Or rip some of those petals off and have a little trail leading up the steps to her place.
Well, why didn't you tell me that beforehand?
Dude, I can't.
We can't micromanage every part of it.
Yes, you can. Baby bird me.
Listen to this.
What do you mean, how did I get it?
Did you steal from someone?
No, I didn't steal from someone.
Is it real?
Yeah, they're real.
What?
Yeah. Careful, it's heavy.
Why? How did you get it?
I got it for you.
I don't think so.
Yes.
You don't do this. You don't do this kind of things.
She's so...
She can see right through it. I love it.
She knows this is so not something you would do, but
you can tell though that she loves them.
That first that genuine reaction of they're really for me.
Yeah.
They're real and they're for me. It's like she's craving this, and you give it to her, but then it's ruined.
What do you mean I don't do this kind of things? I've gotten you flowers before.
Yeah, but not like this. Tell me the true story.
I got it from work.
Oh,
why would you crumble
little bitch.
so quickly, Jake?
Honesty is important in a relationship.
No, false. It'll ruin you.
You've gone with honesty, and it's gotten you nowhere, dude.
I'm going to try it again.
You're going to try and give her the flowers again.
Yeah, I'll take them back. Someone else send some more flowers here. I'll try again.
Listen, dude. All you had to say was, I wanted to do something special because I haven't done anything special in a while, and I love you. You don't say the thing about the sex. That will be hopefully what comes of all of this. But then when she breaks you down within 1 second, you go, I got him from work.
I got it from work.
Yeah, I know, of course.
Of course. See, right away.
They were sent to the station.
Oh, my God.
For me to give to you.
Of course not.
They were sent to our producer by some listener.
Be better.
And now, and even worse.
I am being honest.
Dude, it's like you were so brutally honest here.
better.
You could have. You really listen to Vanessa. You didn't have to say they were sent to another woman. I mean, you really ruined all of this, dude.
By some listener that freaked her out. We did a bit about it today, and they're like, "Why don't you give these to your girlfriend? She'll like them," and see what she says. So,
Jake
told them that I didn't believe it.
I'll tell them that you didn't believe it. Do you like them?
I like it. What, you will have to return this one?
No. You can have them.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
I guess I can.
Listen to how it ends. 5 seconds ago, she's going, wow. And now, just by Jake talking, we get to this.
Yeah.
What happened was she thought for a split moment.
Yes.
My boyfriend did something nice for me, and then it ended up not only are they not my flowers, and not only did he not pay for them, they were given to somebody else by a creepy person.
Right. It's like
now they're weird, creepy stank flowers.
Right,
she likes them.
No, she doesn't.
I always wanted to put these flowers on a door.
Now she wants them outside, she just said. She wants to put them outdoors.
Like a rose bush?
No, right here. On the table.
Oh, you want to put them on the table?
Yeah, it looks nice over there.
Aww.
Yeah.
But you might want to sweep.
But you might want to sweep. Are you her assistant, Jay?
Yeah, I have chores now. Sweep the table?
No, everywhere.
Or sweep everywhere? All right.
No, don't today. Why you get it instead of other people got it?
Well, I don't know. I guess they wanted to see if maybe you thought if I gave it to you, you would think I was sexy.
What?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that didn't end well.
I think she was literally about to throw up.
What? I mean, she's just nauseated by the question, Jake.
Just disgusting.
If I gave it to you, you would think I was sexy.
What?
How do you feel about this, Jake?
I don't feel good.
Yeah, that's it. Checks out.
So she literally orders you around to clean things?
No, I only have to clean every other week.
All right, Jake, I don't know what to tell you, man.
It's like she's your mom.
It's wild.
No, you think I'm sexy now?
It doesn't change my opinion about you.
Okay, great. Well, that's sad.
I think you should legitimately ask her if she thinks you are in a relationship, because I think she thinks that you have already broken up and that you're roommates.
No, she asked for a back rub.
Jake, read the text line. Just read the last 50 texts. I think that'll give you some perspective.
I don't want to do that.
I think you should.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Take a quick break. We're back with more show. Can't believe we're already in the finals. Unbelievable. Just last week, we started the search for America's weirdest relative. We heard from hundreds of listeners that all believe that they have the weirdest relative in all of America. And the stories we heard were outrageous. I would say the best year ever, third year we've done this now. And they've always gotten a little bit better. But this year, it was next level. To the point where we sat around on Friday for way too many hours discussing all of the different nominees we received just to try to whittle it down to the final 6. We're going to meet 3 of the actual relatives today. Because up until now, it's just been stories. It's just been people going, my uncle's weird, my cousin's weird, my aunt is weird. But today is the day we actually get to meet the relative.
Yeah, and we get to fact check any of the stories and ask follow-up questions. And I think that really people feel more permission now to be as weird as they are inside.
I agree. Look, people have said their favorite part of the show is that it's a weird show. This is not. This doesn't sound like every other show on the radio on purpose.
We're not normal.
Every other show is doing pretty much all of the same things, and they're all doing celebrity birthdays and hot gossip and this and that. We don't do. They all play the same playbook. We are weird because we're doing our own thing here at KROQ, and as a result, we celebrate weird. And now we'll celebrate your weird relatives.
It's time to find America's weirdest relative.
All right, this is going to be a heated battle, and as always, you, the listener, will determine. I mean, obviously, we'll have some input as well. Who is going to make it through this round? Because we got 3 finalists today, 3 finalists tomorrow, and then the winners of each day will battle it out on Wednesday, our last live show before Thanksgiving, to determine who actually is the weirdest relative. Their relative will earn themselves 4 on the floor for KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas, and also the more important title that they actually truly have bragging rights, that they have America's weirdest relative.
And this will make your Thanksgiving more sweet or more awkward, depending on how this goes.
I believe this was the first nominee we received when we started this thing last Monday. There was a call from a woman who said, my uncle is weird. And we have the woman on right now, and then we're going to have her uncle on as well. But Michelle was the first person through on the phones. When she heard about this contest, she said, I've got it beat. Michelle, please remind us. First of all, good morning. Nice to talk to you again. How are you?
Morning.
Please, when you heard us starting the search for America's weirdest relative, you heard those words and you said right away, I got the guy.
Yes, 100%.
And you told us a story about your uncle, and what was your uncle's thing that he did that you think makes him weird?
He likes to pretend to fight dummies and records himself doing it.
And then afterwards, dresses up the dummies and just sits on the sofa with them.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Like to show his family.
I didn't even realize he sits on the sofa with them. And how did the phone call go to let him know that he was going to be on the show?
Oh, my God. It was so awkward. First of all, I had to explain how much I love him and that I'm his favorite niece.
Right.
And then I went forward and telling him, hey, I embarrassed you on live radio. So here we go.
Which to a weirdo would be like a
yeah, I think getting embarrassed on the radio is like it's the greatest thing that can happen to a weirdo.
Totally.
His name is Uncle Mondo, is that right?
Yeah, Uncle Mondo.
We're going to bring him on right now. And he is currently in Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Uncle Mondo, welcome to KROQ. Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all,
good morning.
A pleasure to meet you. And your niece brought you to us because she thinks that something that you do is rather weird. We all heard the story.
I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's weird. Look, I used to do this when I was a kid. You guys ever had those wrestling dummies?
Nope.
And they jump off the couch?
Nope.
Well, I know what he's talking about. Yeah, there were those. I forget what they were called. They had a name. Oh, Jake, you remember those things, right? The WWE released a bunch of them. The Ultimate Warrior, but you're an adult.
When you
how
drink and do drugs, you do whatever you want to do.
Right, Mondo? How old are you now, Uncle Mondo?
I'm 55, actually.
Okay, and you're still currently wrestling with dummies.
I have to.
Why do you have to?
It's what I do.
Mm-hmm. And
it's what I do.
And do these? We were trying to figure out. These are like self-defense dummies. Usually, these are not sex dolls, correct?
No. Those I don't have anymore. So
anymore? How many did you have?
Well, I can't. I mean, I had a couple.
Right.
I'm single.
Why do you need more than one? Why would you even need more than one?
You got to make the other one jealous of each other. You got to make them jealous.
I'm single for a reason. So.
Right.
Okay, but what?
I'm happy with what I do. I'm content.
Okay, and where do you get these dummies from? How do you acquire them?
Oh no, I mean, you know what? There was some mannequins. I've picked up. I've had a collection of them. Don't judge.
No, we're not.
No, we're not judging. We're just curious.
Well, also, we're secretly judging.
Hey, they, them. I like them. I call them different names.
So you have how many mannequins in your current collection?
I have 2, but I do have like 2 regular dummies. We are in Mexico, so lucha libre is big time here.
Right. And your cousin said the thing about this that was interesting to her, and she does love you. Your niece, excuse me, is that you wrestle them, but then afterwards you will dress them, and then I guess you apparently sit on the couch next to them.
Yeah, I mean it's a thing. Some people like to marry them. I don't. I just beat them up, and I just that's all I do.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting. Your reasoning is like, hey, at least I'm not having sex with them and marrying them.
Right.
No, yeah,
you're just beating them up.
Like that. Yeah.
Right.
And is there any competition as far as who wins, or you win every time?
I always win.
Right.
Okay.
I'm the champ.
Right. Okay. It sounds like it.
Have you ever?
I'm the people's champ.
Now, part 2 of what your niece said that was interesting is that you videotape all of these fights, and then you show the videotapes. You show the footage to your family.
I have videotaped a couple of them.
Right.
But not all of them. But I do have some videos.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger, it was a little bit easier. Now that I'm in my 50s, it's a little harder. But hey.
Outside of this,
I have no kids.
Right? No, we get it.
I'm going to leave this for my family. When I'm gone, they have at least something to remember.
This is your legacy.
Yeah,
right,
it's beautiful.
You're beating up mannequins. Uncle Mondo is on with us right now, brought to us by listener Michelle. He's in Mexico. He wrestles dummies. Is there anything that you do, because you obviously don't think this is weird, what you're doing. Is there anything you do that you consider weird? Because we have to, obviously eventually the listeners will vote on who they believe is the weirdest. But is there anything that you do, because this obviously for you is normal, but what is something that you do that you think is weird?
Something that I do. Maybe what I think it's weird might be normal. Well, I mean, that's one thing that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Let's flip the table then, or flip the whatever. What's the saying?
No, I don't know.
Flip the script?
Yes, flip the script. Thank you. Do you think that there's anything weird that Michelle does that you'd like to share?
Oh. Wow. Well.
Oh no.
I mean, she's she's always asking for money. That's the one.
Oh.
Oh, that's weird, right? No, I'm just playing.
That's pretty standard.
I don't know.
All right, Mondo. All right, Mondo, I'm going to give... listen, we don't have time because we've got to meet 2 other finalists, but I want to say thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you. And do you have posters on the wall of your place you currently live in?
You know what? But I will send some to my niece, and if we win, I'll send you one.
Okay.
You can see it. Yeah.
Yes, please send us one.
That's Allie, that's Uncle Mondo right there. Uncle Mondo from Mexico that's trying to win the title of America's Weirdest Relative. He wrestles and dresses mannequins. And your mannequins have names, or the names change always?
No, they don't have it. I don't like naming them. It doesn't really.
It becomes too personal.
Right, I get it.
Yeah, it becomes too personal. Then I get upset when I beat them up. I can't do that.
Right. Okay. Wow, Michelle, I believe everything you said to us was on the up and up, and thank you, Uncle Mondo, for introducing us in our lives. Hold on 1 second. That's Uncle Mondo. Geez, Allie. I mean, unbelievable. That's where we're starting.
I have so many more questions, but we have to move on.
Got to move on. We met.
661. I vote Mondo. I don't need to hear any more.
Well, we do have We have other finalists.
That was just the beginning.
That was just one.
It's time to find America's Weirdest Relative.
Now, if you remember, we met Cassandra. And Cassandra said that her uncle's got a hobby. I don't remember the whole thing, so let's get Cassandra on the phone again. Cassandra is a listener of the show. Her uncle is probably not. Cassandra from the 714. Welcome back to KROQ, Cassandra.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi. Why did you bring us your uncle for America's Weirdest Relative search?
So my uncle, his name's Captain Steve.
That's right.
He has a casita that he lives in outside of the house. It's his mermaid grotto, and he likes to make oddities. One of my favorite ones was it was a baby duck with 2 heads. And then he's a Disney Imagineer, so he's done like a bunch of stuff for Disney. Most of the creepy stuff he did.
Okay.
And he likes to. YouTubers have been to his house.
Yeah.
This is I believe we have your uncle. This is Captain Uncle Steve, correct? Hello, sir.
Hi there. How you doing?
Great. Thank you for being on with us, and congratulations on making it this far in the search for America's Weirdest Relative. When you got the call from Cassandra and she said you were a finalist, how did you take the news?
I think I took it pretty well. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing to get called on to do, but hey, that's what we're all about here, isn't it?
Yep.
So you used to be a Disney Imagineer. Were you working on Coraline and Night Report, like all the ones that kind of require a twisted mind?
No, I wasn't involved with the Disney movies. I was involved with the theme parks. So I worked on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror in Florida, and lots of Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, enhancements, and things like that.
Captain Uncle Steve, why do you refer or prefer that your niece refers to you as captain? Have you ever actually been a captain of a boat, or is that just a fantasy?
Well, I did skipper a little launch around Newport Harbor one time. Mostly it comes from the name of my little museum here. I call it Captain Steve's Mermaid Grotto, just because it has a cool sound
creepy
to it.
sound to it. Got it. And
now, I mean, Allie, already the voice. He's got the.
Weird Uncle has a sound.
He's got a Weird Uncle voice to him, which I love.
And how big is this grotto? Is it like hoarder status? How many figurines do you have in there?
Well, it's very small. It's just a little guest house on the property, one room with a bathroom, but it's crammed with about 200 different oddities and curiosities, ranging from a full-size dragon skull down to little mummified leprechaun and unusual things like that.
Captain Uncle Steve, you do taxidermy as well as a hobby?
I don't do actual taxidermy. What I do is I create sculptures that look like taxidermy. So I have, for instance, a two-headed python that I did. Is often mistaken as an actual taxidermy, but it's not. And then I have some mythical creatures like an Irish puka that looks like a taxidermy, and a few more things like that.
Okay. And you live in your little grotto?
Yes, I do. I treat it like most people treat their bedroom, but also it's my man cave. So,
but you have a house. You have a large house that you could live in, but you choose to live in this tiny little house next to the large house, right?
That's exactly correct.
Right.
In fact, my friends all consider they call the big house my guest house.
Got it. That's very funny.
That's where they go.
Now, do you think, Steve, Uncle Captain Steve, do you think you're weird or no?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
I've lived with that distinction for most of my life.
And what is the weirdest thing about you, do you believe? Because your cousin said it was this whole world you've created and the making of the two-headed ducks and all that stuff. But do you have anything weird about you that we should know about before we turn this over to a vote for the audience?
That's pretty much it. I'm a complete recluse. I haven't left this property for any significant time in about 5 years. But other than that, I'm pretty normal.
Married, kids, nothing?
No.
No.
You can hear that.
Okay.
All right. Well, Captain Uncle Steve, a pleasure to meet you. I think you put in a good showing, and I have a feeling this will not be the last we hear from you.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Hold on. Thank you. And Cassandra, thank you for bringing us Captain Uncle Steve. Thank you. Hold on.
Thank you, Cassandra.
We have one more finalist to meet, Allie, and we'll do it after the song from Blink-182. This is the guy that left Thanksgiving dinner, the uncle that wanted to finish his dinner while taking a bath.
Oh, nice.
And that is Uncle Tony, and we're going to meet him after Blink. Finals, America's Weirdest Relative.
All the small things.
KROQ. Klein and Alley Show. Maybe you'll be sitting across the table from your own weird relatives later this week, but we need to find the weirdest in America.
It's time to find America's weirdest relative.
Text line is very active right now with a lot of votes for Captain Uncle Steve and his Mermaid Grotto.
A lot of people just want to hang out with Captain Steve. I would love to just smoke a bowl with him in his little grotto and learn about all his weird oddities.
There's a lot of arguments about weird versus peculiar. It's all kind of the same. And then there's Nicole, listener Nicole, that brought us her Uncle Tony. And this was one of the more standout stories we heard. And Nicole, if I remember correctly, Thanks for being on with us again, and I can't wait to meet your Uncle Tony. You said that not only did he leave Thanksgiving to take a bath, he brought his food and ate it in the tub, but you said that was only the tip of the weird iceberg with him, right?
Yes, he just does a lot of strange things, but if I had to pick one, that was probably just the most funniest, weirdest situation ever.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Uncle Tony?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on with us on KROQ, and congratulations on making it this far in the search for America's weirdest relative. Do you care to defend yourself or explain your actions as to the story in question, where you got up in the middle of Thanksgiving and took a bath?
Yeah, first of all, I'm not a nut job. I mean, there was a reason, and I'll tell you the story as to why I went into the bathroom to eat my dinner.
Go ahead.
We were doing buffet style, and I got up, and I was probably the second one in line. And first, let me start by saying this: my wife bought me a new white sweater about a week before. Okay, so I wanted to look nice for Thanksgiving dinner. I put on the nice white sweater with my black jeans. I had some nice white shoes. Came down. My wife said, "I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible." My wife said, "Oh, that sweater fits you good. That looks nice, but I tend to always, every meal I eat, drip on myself." And she said, "I don't think it's a good idea because you're going to get food all over you." I said, "No, I won't. Go change it. Go change it." I said, "No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine."
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the party, get to the dinner. And I'm in the buffet line, getting back to what I was saying, in the buffet line. And they had paper plates. I double plated it, filled up my plate. We have a big table where everybody sits at, and if there's not enough rooms, there's little chairs around. So I saw my chair, I made my plate. As I turned around, I'm shimmying by, and the whole plate of food gave away the front of it and tipped back, and I put it up against myself and started falling all over my shirt, all down my neck. I immediately scurried my way down the hallway into the bathroom because I was a complete mess. I got into the bathroom. I picked up the plate, set the plate on the toilet bowl, stood in the shower. So it was a disaster. I had gravy, I had stuffing, I had mashed potato, turkey all over my white shirt. I already knew, oh my God, I am in trouble, man. This shirt is completely destroyed.
Right.
I stood in the shower. I took my shirt off. Everything was just falling all over the shower. My plan was to take a shower. I turned the water on. I got undressed. I turned the water on, and they have that little knob that you have to lift up to convert it to a shower.
Right.
It wasn't working.
Okay.
So that's why
you had to take a bath.
Now, your story is actually, I mean, look, he's really thought this through. He's defending himself pretty well.
Sounds like he's had to defend himself many times.
Yeah, you know the story inside out.
I double plated.
It will get a little weird.
Okay.
I guess it will get a little weird. Anyway, I get undressed, so now I got to take a bath because I got to get my stuff cleaned off. I sit down in the bathtub, I'm filling myself up. Main thing is I got to scrub this shirt. I put it under water. I'm scrubbing.
Oh, so
trying
you're
to get
doing laundry in the tub too. That's interesting.
Okay, so you're washing the shirt with yourself.
Underneath, I did. Thank God, I did have a black T-shirt that was pretty bad, but being black, it was like the saving grace because I was able to wipe that off.
Right.
I'm sitting in the bathtub, scrubbing my shirt, letting it soak for a while. Next to me on the toilet bowl, there was still a turkey leg, and there was still stuffing with mashed potatoes.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So you ate
it. Well, I said to myself, "Oh my God, how am I going to walk out of the bathroom with a plate of turkey and where half the side is collapsed?"
All right, it's too weird.
Yeah. So I'm sitting in the bathroom. I said, "I'll eat it."
Right.
So started eating.
That's good logic right there. Ali, it's good logic right there.
I think the least logical thing is that his wife bought this man a white sweater.
That was her own mistake, this whole problem. Uncle Tony, so that explains that one story. And Nicole claims there's lots of other little things you do that make you weird. I like your personality already. A big fan. A lot of people on the text line are a big fan of yours as well. They like to option your story into a movie. Someone from Universal has already reached out about that. But is there anything you do that you think is weird?
Yeah, I'm a little bizarre. I mean, everybody tells me that, but I know. You know, when I was younger, I thank God I grew out of it, but I used to do a lot of weird stuff when I was a young kid. My mom would take me back and forth to the doctor. I used to have a habit of making these noises like, all day long, to the point to where it got embarrassing. At 4th, 5th grade, my teachers would call my parents and say there's something wrong with your son. He's making noises in the classroom. I just couldn't stop myself.
Right.
And my mom would take me back and forth to the doctor, and doctor say, "Don't worry about it. Just something he's going through. Their habits. He'll grow out of it." The other thing, I mean, I don't. Can you say AS? Can I say ASS on the radio?
Yes.
Yeah, you could say AS.
I used to run around. I was probably about 11, and I would take a basketball shot, and I would kick myself in the ass. Okay, well, I did that shot. I couldn't contain myself. I mean, I would do it all day long. And the reason I did that, when I was a little kid, I was a fan of the New York Knickerbockers, and there was a great player on there called Earl the Pearl Monroe.
Sure.
And Earl the Pearl Monroe, yeah. And he used to take a jump shot, and he used to take a layup, and when he went up to the layup, that's the way he did the layup. He would kick himself in the ass. So
right.
I love
All right. Well, I can imagine that the stories with Tony take a long time to call, huh? In general?
They do.
They do. He's got a lot of details. Yeah. All right. Listen, I was an honor to meet you, Uncle Tony. The audience will make a decision. Only one weirdo from today will make it into the finals on Wednesday morning before Thanksgiving. But Tony, I think that you've got a good shot at it between Uncle Tony and Captain Uncle Steve and Uncle Mondo. Is quite a battle today already.
Yeah,
really incredible.
Well, thank you, guys. I hope I didn't bore you too much.
No, you were way entertaining.
Only slightly.
208 said Mondo should win solely because he's the only one who thinks that he is normal.
That is the interesting thing, is that a real weirdo, I guess, believes that they are normal, and all these other weirdos have accepted the fact that they are a little weird.
Yeah, and they've been told they were weird their whole life.
Tony, Nicole, I know you got to get to work.
Tony,
Nicole, we'll talk again, I'm sure. Thank you, guys. Tony, Tony, bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, there he is. All right, Allie, got to take a break. Whew, aggressive round of weirdos right there.
But thick imagery with the bathtub.
Man, really, a lot of details. We got to.
But I think I needed all of them.
I agree. Every single one of them very relevant. We got to take a quick break. We're back with more show next.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, we are Klein Alley Show. Thanks for hanging out this morning. Perhaps you are heading to an airport or you're heading out of town right now, because apparently if you don't do it right now, you're going to be sitting in traffic pretty much straight up through Thanksgiving. That's what all the experts say. It's officially pack your patience time. They are all over the place. They want to make sure that you know that if you're going anywhere, you got to go.
My wife and child are heading to the airport very soon.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, they're leaving you finally.
Yeah, I know. I got
Good for them. Good for them. They made the right call.
They finally made the decision to leave me during the holidays.
Hey, listen, you got to do it eventually. It's all right. You can drown your sorrows in gravy later this week.
Hey,
you'll forget about them.
2 less people to buy gifts for.
That's right. It's the right time, Allie. A lot of people would just go and milk that relationship straight up through New Year's and then ghost you. But now they left right before.
They do the early ghosting.
Smart. So they're heading there today.
Yeah, and I've got 2 days to myself before I fly over and meet up with them.
Isn't that the greatest gift of all?
I know.
2 days just to yourself.
And then I just go, what? It's so much pressure of what to do with that time that you don't otherwise have, that I just have a list of all these things I want to do, and there's no way. I'm just going to exhaust myself trying to get through all the things I've wanted to do.
We got a call on the Go Line over the weekend from some listeners that went on a trip, a pre-Thanksgiving trip, which I think if you've got the flexibility in your life to do any of the non-traveling when the rest of the suckers travel, that's how I think you are successful. You know, I used to say if you have a jet ski, that means you're successful. If you have one of those wine decanters, that means you're successful. I think I've decided now what real success is. If you have the ability, because of your job, financial situation, freedom, whatever, that you can take Thanksgiving week the week before, or you can do Christmas the week after. If you're not stuck like the rest of us traveling during the primetime travel, because as it is, think about us. Thanksgiving, get a couple of days. Christmas, couple of days. 4th of July, couple of days, and that's it.
For spring, maybe? Yeah.
Rarely.
Spring
it's
break.
very rare, but for the people that are like, yeah, we're just not going to travel Thanksgiving because that's crazy. We're just going to do our Thanksgiving the next week. And you're like, how can you do that?
Well, and also every time I look for travel deals, they're like, why don't you go to Hawaii in January?
Right.
And I'm like, well, I would love to, but I can't.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Of course that's a travel deal.
Yeah, I know.
We're on sucker schedule, like with suckers. But this guy, courtesy of us, got to take a trip, and he wanted to call and tell us about it.
Hey, Klein and Alley, how's it going? This is Josh. I was your grand prize winner to go see Lincoln Park in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
This guy won, just by listening to this dumb show, got a once-in-a-lifetime trip to go to Brazil and see Lincoln Park. And usually when people win stuff from us, we never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Feels like they got something from us, and they're like, peace out.
We know what we're worth.
We know. We understand. But this guy.
Just want to thank you guys again for a truly incredible, unforgettable experience. The wife and I had not been on an international trip in about 5-6 years.
Cool.
With a 2-year-old, unable to take any other local trips either for quite some time. So thank you for a truly once-in-a-lifetime experience. We had an absolute blast.
This is the voice of a guy that got laid for the first time in years and did it in Brazil.
He sounds happy.
Yeah, he sounds thrilled.
I'd love to know what he sounded like before he left.
Oh my God! I think we probably told him when he won the trip. He's like, whatever, get me out of here. Like Stockholm syndrome.
Lincoln Park in Brazil, insane. One of the loudest shows I've ever been to in my life, in my 20+ years of going to shows. Just never forget it. And truly, thank you again. Appreciate everything.
Hey, thank you again, and appreciate that. A lot of people win stuff from us, but not a lot of people call and thank us after the fact. Hope you had a great time, and just by listening today, who knows what you'll win? We have $100 up for grabs. That's how it starts. Nothing worse than $100.
You too could not sound dead inside.
Yeah, if you think that you need something to change your life for the better,
whether it's a material thing or a life experience, we've got you covered.
Call us now, 800-520-1067. 5 questions about stuff that happened this weekend. Allie was very busy, so trust me when I say I don't think she has any idea what happened in the world.
No, I'm very behind.
If you watched any news at all or just even have an IQ over 6, you could win $100 of Allie's money, and we'll do that after this quick break. If you'd like to play, I have a feeling it's going to be a light week on the phones just because of all the travel and even my drive in this morning. I think I saw more coyotes on the street than cars. So if you would like to win, call now. 800-520-1067. $100 of Allie's cash. The first thing we do after this quick break on KROQ.
KROQ's Almost Acoustic
Christmas this year.
The 33rd annual KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas. Saturday, December 14th, Kia Forum. The Smashing Pumpkins, Beck, 311, Linda, Sublime, Franz Ferdinand, Jenny Eat World, AWOL Nation, Baby.
We'll tell you a song to listen for. Hear it, and Caller 20 wins tickets to the 33rd annual KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas.
Presented by Gain.
Proceeds benefit Carlos Ninos and Al Wooten Jr. Youth Center.
KROQ.
Brought to you by the LA County Department of Mental Health at dmh.lacounty.gov.
Find out what's going on in the world with a look at your ADD news. Heated text line right now. Everyone battling out who they believe is the weirdest relative from today's crop. Tomorrow we get a brand new crop. Oh, that's right. 3 more finalists, and then that's it. The winner from today battles the winner from tomorrow, and we will determine who is officially the weirdest relative in all of America. Thank you for your thoughts. We'll put up a post and a poll up on Instagram as well at Klein Alley Show. All right, let's get to your news now. Then we get into a brand new hour of the show next, right here on KROQ.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. Is that barbecue sauce? No, it is not.
All right, over the weekend we lost someone that a lot of you may not know, though in the 80s and 90s he was hugely popular. Chuck Woolery died at the age of 83, and in recent years he was more known for his podcast where he talked a lot about hating liberals and how COVID-19 wasn't real. But back in the 80s, he was known for hosting one of the first dating shows. It was Tinder before Tinder even existed.
Welcome to Love Connection, where old-fashioned romance meets modern-day technology, where you hear all the intimate details of a first date. And now, here's the host of Love Connection, Chuck Woolery.
And then they would get the profiles of everybody up, and you would kind of swipe through like Tinder, right?
Yeah.
They would have one main person come out.
Let's get started by meeting our first guest. Now, he's into scuba diving, skiing, dancing. He dates at least twice a week.
Well, he's gay then. I mean, they should have known that right out of the gate. Scuba diving and dancing? Come on now.
Well, that's also just fake. I mean, you can't. None of that's real, right?
Well, I'm sure the contestants are like,
what do you like doing? Scuba diving.
Playing video games and masturbating on the couch? We're going to say scuba diving. Okay, that's cool. We'll go with that.
He's into scuba diving, skiing, dancing. He dates at least twice a week, and he says that most of the women he meets are always complaining about their problems. Please welcome Randy Blanchard.
He seems like a real catch.
What a nice guy. And then he would meet 3 women.
Nancy avoids men who wear gold chains and use hairspray. Kristen describes herself as self-confident but gullible.
And then this was one of the best uses of picture-in-picture.
Oh, that's
the old
right.
Pip.
The old Pip.
Yeah,
They
because
use Pip
the
better than
guy would
anyone.
be sitting on the couch, and then they'd have Pip showing the 3 women,
I don't
and then
know.
they would talk to each
Love
other.
Connection was kind of before my time. I feel like
I watched reruns.
I think I know I've seen it because I thought that his whole thing was he'd be like, "We'll be back in 2 and 2." That was always his big catchphrase.
The 2-minute promise.
The original 2-minute promise. We made that terrible here.
Yeah, our previous boss made us do the 2-minute promise, and it was a huge fail.
Total fail.
So he really owned it.
He was the original 2 and 2 guy.
Yeah. So R.I.P. All right, I know you crap on me for gifting myself things at the store by placing them underneath the shopping cart.
Stealing.
Yeah.
The word you're looking for is stealing.
I'm gifting myself for my hard work.
Right, you're stealing.
It's people like this lady, though, that make me feel much better about myself because stealing a case of LaCroix is nothing compared to stealing $154 million from your own company.
Whoa.
And this happened at Macy's. They had like an off earnings report, which I feel like Macy's always
has an off earnings report.
Yeah,
especially with that parade coming up. You never know how much those balloons cost, right?
Dude, and I have tried to shop at Macy's. They make it virtually impossible. But it seemed that their balance sheet was off by about $154 million because they figured out this employee was intentionally making erroneous accounting accrual entries, most of them related to deliveries that were made. And she was hiding roughly $132 to $154 million of expenses. Ooh. So I don't know if they know more about like what she was doing with this money, but they said it was going on since 2021, and they're just now discovering it because their earnings have been so off.
Macy's could be the most once they get that money back, they could be the most profitable store in the world.
Seriously.
One employee that was able to hide $150 million worth of fake expenses.
Yes, and
that's
don't
real
know,
employee of the month stuff right there, because that means that they figured out the system and they figured out a way around it. Good on them.
Yeah, but I don't know if she was just doing it for herself or if there was like a higher up situation where they were like, hey, why don't you not report this and this and this?
Maybe.
You know,
regardless.
Like, hey, just Venmo me.
Yeah, they should give her a float in the parade. I'd like to see her. They should celebrate that.
She just got money coming out of
it. Yeah. I'd like to see that this Thursday.
That'd be great. So when it comes to charitable giving, this is the time of year for it, right? We're going to have Black Friday followed by Giving Tuesday. Everyone's going to be asking you to give money or different gifts to people in need. And I guess they did a survey, and this year 43% of people are increasing their charitable activities and charitable donations this year. But they also determined the most giving generation? And what do you think it is?
I mean,
out of all the Gen Z, the Gen X, the millennials, the boomers.
It's got to be. Well, the boomers are freaking out that they're going to run out of money. They're going to outlive their savings.
And the boomers are like, I worked for my living. I get to keep my...
I'm going to say, this is going to sound crazy. I think they're going to say, I don't believe this is true, but I bet you research shows that Gen Z is the most giving.
Yep, that is true. Gen Z and millennials are significantly more engaged in charitable activities this year, with 59% of them increasing their good deeds.
All right, there you have it. We get into a brand new hour of the show right now. Will it be the greatest hour of your life? Probably. Only way to find out is to stick around.
Hey guys, what's going on? Love the show. Been listening to KROQ in the morning since the Kevin and Bean days. The transition was iffy, but gotta say 100% I'm on board with you guys.
Wow. Your secret. My secret? Yeah, right? Tequila?
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Welcome back to KROQ. Good morning on a Monday, potentially a short week. Maybe you're heading out of town right now, or you're in town, in which case...
Good for you. Find the parking. It's there.
You found us. Lucky you. Maybe you'll win some tickets to KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas. I know that later this morning, as soon as we're out of here, you'll have a chance to win some tickets when you hear 311. Beautiful Disaster between 11:40 and 11:55 with Nicole Alvarez. A pair of tickets could be yours. Get them before they're gone. KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas is finally almost here. We'd love you to be there with us at the Forum. This hour, lots to get to on the show, including, but not limited to, Allie thinks she's come across the greatest Disneyland hack of all time.
Oh, man. It was the best.
She was there over the weekend. She claims that she's figured it out. So if you want a Disneyland hack, you'll want to listen to that. Also, we got lots going on. Maybe a tribute to the late Chuck Woolery, but where'd you go? How far'd you go? Is how we talk about dating. And we've got a couple we have a person that was on a first date over the weekend. We'll ask them some questions about that date and try to get to the only questions that truly matter, which is where'd they go, how far they go. That's coming up this hour on the show.
I want to talk to a guy who loves scuba diving, dancing, and
women. Good luck.
And women complaining about their problems.
So if you're just joining us this morning, you've already missed Milhouse was on with us. You've already missed all the great Uncle finalists and America's Weirdest Relative Search and so much more.
We've been so productive today.
Very productive. And you missed a call earlier from some drunk women that were listening to the show. It was a Grow the Show situation. They have a follow-up call, Allie.
Oi, sweet dips. Again, I'm sorry. This is a follow-up.
Oh.
Just called and left a message talking about I got my friend into you guys. Now she's more involved than I am. So she brought up other things like, y'all have like this like deep fan base. These like fanboys and girls that have a Discord that talk about you. Like, what? Yeah. I can't even deal with how deep this fandom goes. This Klein and Alley.
It is a randomness, and it does go deep, but apparently the Discord is happening as part of the streaming
and there's
live.
Like 100 tabs on it.
YouTube.
Really?
100 tabs.
We each have our own tab. There's a general chat. There's like a tabs for certain segments.
Well, give me one of the tabs, Jake, because I haven't actually seen this yet.
There's a general chat.
I'm going to catch up over Thanksgiving on the Discord. I'll hop on there and do some Discord.
To take a break from your family Discord?
Yeah, that's right.
There is announcement, call-in number, suggestions, show sayings. What did you win? Merch, Friday Flex, Off Topic, Hometown, Work.
What suggestions?
Click on the suggestions. Let me see what's there.
Hold on, where is it? Okay. Suggestions.
End the show now.
Yeah, end the show right now.
Okay, that's good. We'll
Get
do
some porn from wickedmovie.com.
Okay.
That's what it says.
That's great. Thank you.
Get some porn from Wicked
This is apparently a whole thing happening that I'm unaware of. Foo Fighters time, KROQ. Good morning. What is it that makes you question whether or not you are a creep? Go ahead, Whitney.
And I got severely sunburned, and I could peel off large chunks of my stomach skin. And I had heard that the skin would liquefy if you held on to it for long enough. So I stuffed it in that little Ziploc. And then 4 years later, senior year, it had still not liquefied. And I was like, well, what do I do with it? So I took it out and I rolled it up and I put it into donuts and I fed it to my classmates.
Oh, my Lord.
Give us your second creepiest story, if that's your first one.
I had something called my party trick that my friend liked for me to do at parties in high school. The party trick if the party happened to have a dog, okay, you would go and you would poop somewhere nearby, and we would see how long it took to get the dog to run and find it and eat it. And so we would always look for people
God!
that dog.
Oh, Whitney. KROQ, Klein, Alley Show. If you want to go to Disneyland and you want the greatest hack ever, you want to listen up, because Allie claims after going there many times, she finally figured out how to beat the system.
Here's how you do it. Go online and look at what days are likely to have the worst weather in Southern California.
Ah, interesting.
And those are the days that you should go to Disneyland. Because on Saturday, it was a last-minute trip. We were like, all right, I was worried because it's the whole holiday thing, that it was going to be insanely mobbed with people,
right.
That the crowds were going to be extra packed, that I was never going to be able to get on any of the rides. I decided to chance it and go, and I didn't even look at the weather report. When I got there, it was gloomy. People seemed like they were kind of half asleep while they were there. It just didn't seem... It seemed like this weird, calm energy.
No,
it wasn't frantic Disneyland.
But there's a different vibe when it's sunny and nice out than when it's overcast and kind of... I've been there both times, and you're right. There is... Not that it's not still the happiest place on earth.
Oh,
but
no, it was great. I loved it.
There is a bit
it
of...
It was relaxed.
But there is a bit of a gloom when you go, because I've been there before, not intentionally either, when all of a sudden... Like, it was sunny and nice in L.A., but then by the time we got to Anaheim, it was not for some reason.
Yes, and then all of a sudden, it started misting. People started getting out those clear ponchos.
Oh.
And when they bring out the ponchos, so those are the people that like came here all the way from,
Right.
Illinois or something,
Sure.
and they're like, no, it's not going to ruin my day. But a lot of the locals are like, let's just get out of here.
Right,
So
if you can go anytime. If you have the ability to go anytime, potentially you go, why would we go today if it's not even going to be great? So
Totally.
you think
And
it thins the herd a lot.
Yes, it does. It was like instantly the herd was thinning, and then the one parade happened, so people saw that. The second one was canceled, so people weren't sticking around for that. And then some of the outdoor rides were temporary closed, but then the drizzle went away. They reopened again. The longest line in all of Disneyland was an hour. All of Disneyland. I'm talking Rise of the Resistance, all of it. The only things that I couldn't get on were the...
For size reasons, or...?
Yeah, there was a weight limit for Dumbo.
Right.
Is that what they called you?
People got on top of Allie.
No, I actually was the one flying, yeah.
Right.
They have this new thing that I hadn't experienced yet, which is not a physical line, a virtual line. You can now wait in a fake line on your app if you don't want to wait in physical line.
Wait,
and they have this for the new Tiana's Bayou ride.
That's not fast. That's different than Lightning Lane Fast Pass.
Yes. So, and you
virtual line.
The virtual line opens at noon. So you can get in regular person line when it opens, but then a virtual line begins at noon, and you have to immediately get in virtual. Virtual line's easy. You're like, cool, I'll get in virtual line.
Click on it, you can be anywhere. You don't have to be there, right?
You don't even have to. Yes, you have to be in the park, but you can get in virtual line whenever you want to. And then it'll tell you your group. When I signed up, I was group 229, and they were just getting through groups 50 to 70. And I got an alert at around 11:30 p.m. when I was already asleep at home that I was ready to go on the Haunted Mansion.
It was almost your time.
And I was like, man, there is something about being in a physical line.
But at least you get a sense of how I'm moving.
Yes,
and
you can monitor and
you can
know.
do the math. We've all done that line math where you're like you're like, all right, it's taking about 6 people. It's going to take me, and you kind of go in your head.
Yeah, and you're like, wait a minute, why aren't the cars moving?
Right.
Is there something going on over there? Is it just a wheelchair person, or are they breaking down the ride? What's going on?
Yeah. Virtual line, it's chaos. I mean, you have no idea.
Yes, because who doesn't want to stay in a virtual line? No one's going to leave the virtual line.
It's way better.
Yes, but being in a virtual line, you never know how the line's going, and you're not going to get out, but then, what do you do?
Right, and if they've got to make movements or adjustments, they're going to probably take care of the people that are there in the flesh over the virtual people.
Absolutely. So it was like you're like in a backup line to the real line.
Oh, man. So the virtual line, no good.
No, but then they closed down the real person line, and then real people were trying to get in line, and they were like, you can't get in this line. And they were like, what are you talking about? And they're like, this is a virtual line. And they're like, what?
For so many years in society, we had the lines figured out. It was just a line system, front seats, back seats, cut seats, whatever. That was pretty much it. And now between the virtual lines and
the virtual queues, like on Ticketmaster and stuff like that.
Cripple Cody on the text line says, I volunteer to go to Disneyland with anyone who would like to use my skipping powers. Which is ironic because he can't skip at all, but he's got skipping powers.
He's a skipper.
We got to take a break. Use that hack. Look for bad weather, and when the bad weather comes, that's your Disney day.
No, use the Cripple Cody hack.
Use the Cripple Cody hack. We'll take a quick break. We're back with Where'd You Go? How Far'd You Go? Someone fresh off a first date and some gory details next.
KROQ's Almost Acoustic
Christmas this year.
The 33rd annual KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas. Saturday, December 14th, Kia Forum. The Smashing Pumpkins, Beck, 311, Linda Linda, Sublime, Franz Ferdinand, Jenny Eat World, AWOL Nation, Baby.
We'll tell you a song to listen for. Hear it, and Caller 20 wins tickets to the 33rd annual KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas. Presented by Gain. Proceeds benefit Carlos Ninos and Al Wooten Jr. Youth Center. KROQ.
It's KROQ. We are Klein Alley Show. This technically, I think, is maybe in the category of comedy on the podcast. Like, I'm not even sure how the show is categorized. Jake, how do you put
The Bear is a comedy.
Yeah, I guess if The Bear is a comedy, this could be a comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not...
It's just so sad that you're like, but it's kind of funny.
People do tell us from time to time, hey, I was having a bad morning, you guys made me laugh, made me happy, so I guess technically that makes this a comedy, or people laugh at us. I'm not really sure if it can be a comedy if we're just being laughed at and mocked, whatever, and we do laugh.
It's a comedy for other people. For us, it's a tragedy.
Right. You're listening to a tragedy of a radio show that becomes a comedy for you, and every once in a while we attempt to make jokes on the show, to make it a funny show, to actually be a comedy show.
And... I don't think I know you wouldn't consider yourself a comedian, would you? Me neither.
God, no.
Jake considers himself to be a stand-up comedian, and sometimes he works out his material live on the air, and it does not work.
So it's time for the return of the bad joke off. These are all jokes that were said over the airwaves of KROQ. We wish they were not. Apologies in advance. You will determine and help us determine which one is the worst of the bad jokes. Now, these jokes I guess when people said them out loud, they thought they would be funny in their head. They're like, this is going to be funny. This is going to hit.
I'm going to find my moment. I'm going to, boom, strike.
And yesterday, we got reminded about this when we were talking about the hurricane, and the name Milton was not a great name for a hurricane. And then Jake said this, and it really silenced the room. But this was from yesterday's show.
Yes, you get a warning, and you can get out, safely evacuate, and find somewhere. But then you have to pack up all your stuff, find a place to stay. I'm sure it's really hard to find a place to stay in that amount of time.
Different names to make it sound scarier.
Well, the name
Instead of numbers?
You're saying Milton is not scary enough?
Milton's not scary.
Right.
Maybe Mama Jamma or something.
Right. Good point. Yes.
Tell that to this weatherman.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll appreciate that. He's going to start crying again. Here's that joke. So that was apparently an attempt at a joke. I don't know.
Omar liked it.
I don't think Omar liked it. And I don't want to put words in Omar's mouth, but I know the noise Omar makes when he likes something, and that's more than that was him.
That was like, what are you doing? Laughter.
And listening back, I thought it was Mama Jamma. You said Mama Jamma.
Yeah.
Which is even weirder.
Yeah, even worse.
Mama Jamma.
So the first nominee in the bad joke off is not, shockingly, not even that. That was just a setup for it. These are
that was just reminded us that we need to do it again.
3 jokes. They're all apparently bad.
3 whole jokes, huh?
You're going to hear 3 different jokes. The first person nominated in the bad joke off is Jake the Nerd. And it's a joke he made about the always funny subject of drinking and driving.
Oh! I don't remember this.
Well, consider this a tragic look back at a joke that was made on the radio from Jake the Nerd.
Having a burger you just picked up at McDonald's and also having a beer on my lap.
Okay, well, let's not. The beer is a problem, maybe, but how are you?
The weed's okay?
Yeah, the weed's okay.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. You might spill your drink.
Hey, thanks, Jake. Oh, hilarious shirt available at the
This
Venice
comedy
Boardwalk.
show got canceled last night.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Eric, let me ask you.
Oh,
so that
my
was
God.
Jake
It'll be a
going.
good T-shirt.
It already is a T-shirt, I guarantee
It is one of those dumb T-shirts that you look at when someone wears it, you go, wow, they thought that was funny enough to buy. That says, don't drink and
I got
drive.
it for Christmas.
You could spill your drink.
I feel like that joke is so old, and
So
that's what
old.
makes this joke so bad. Is like, what? Did you think that was original? Did you think you had just thought
of
of
course
it?
not. No, it's even like a No Effects song.
Okay. All right. Well, there's your first nominee for Bad Joke Off. Don't drink and drive. You could spill your drink. And you heard it. I mean, we're all having a good time. We're all having a laugh, and we all just.
I feel like you'd find that on a Father's Day card.
Yes, you definitely would. And even the father would be like, really?
I could do better.
Your second nominee in the Bad Joke Off was a joke that Klein made. Great. This was Allie talking about sex and what people are thinking about while they're having sex, I guess. And I made a bad joke, so here we go. Thanks. Allie, what do you believe the number one common thought people have while having sex?
I think it's to-do lists.
To-do lists, not who-do lists, which they're in the
Exactly.
middle of.
While you're doing someone else, you're thinking what you have to do after that.
That's interesting. I've got my to-go list going.
What's great is that you're smiling and laughing at your own self.
I did it so Jake would boo, and I knew it would happen, and he booed. Jake, joke number 2 is the to-go list.
I think that one's especially bad because you also made a who-do list before, like you made a weird who-do list joke before the to-go list joke. So you were trying to make multiple to-do list puns, none of which worked.
Well, I thought if I did enough of them, one would hit.
A who-do list or a to-go list.
Hey,
it's
listen,
like, all right,
I think that
that's enough.
people do have a list of people that they'd like to do while if they're having sex with someone they've been with for a while, they maybe have a running list of other people they're thinking about. That's cool. That's called a who-do list. You know that?
Then what is the to-go list?
That was just a bad joke. I don't know. I don't stand by that. I don't think. And your final nominee is Allie.
No.
Believe it or not. This was, I think we've said in this clip that this is the worst joke that was ever told on the history of the show.
Oh.
But we were talking about the different types of parties you go to as an adult. And somehow someone brought up housewarming parties. And Allie made this joke. And boy, is this a room silencer. Maybe when you turn 50, that's a big party.
Housewarming party?
That's kind of lame. That's like you show up and you bring someone a plant. Here's a fern, happy house.
That sounds nice.
And by the way, nowadays, if you have enough money to buy a house in Southern California, no one should be bringing you anything to your party. You should be giving people stuff.
And it's LA, so your house is already real warm.
So we got 1, 2, 3. That was the worst joke of the show so far. By the way, I think that may have been the worst joke in the history of the show. Write it down, Jake, for the bad joke off. All right, Allie.
You don't need to housewarm. It's a housewarming party in a warm house. Joke. It's kind of funny when you think about it. It's a thinker.
It's definitely not
It's a think piece. It'll sit with you.
3 bad jokes.
Keep tapping your forehead like that.
3 bad. I didn't even play the Intuit joke Allie made because
I stand by the Intuit joke. That's
sold
a great
out
joke.
21 Pilots tickets. You can go to the Intuit Dome. Apparently, their grand opening last night was not a massive success.
Into it. More like can't get into it. Ha! Thank you, Vanessa.
I got you.
Get ready.
Let's just go home. All right, that one is not nominated.
I'm not even getting a laugh from Omar. I'm getting a pain.
Painful noise. So you have to decide who wins this round of the bad joke off. Is it the to-go list? Is it the housewarming party? No need to have a housewarming party because the houses in Southern California are already warm. That was a weather joke. Or is
I really should stay away from anything weather related.
Yeah. Or is it Jake's? Don't drink and drive.
Reprising a classic.
559 said, at 35 years old, I've never heard the Jake joke ever in my life.
It's still
that
not.
You may spill your beer.
It's still not a good joke, though.
Classic.
It's not classic.
Yes, it is.
I think even though it's not eligible, your Mama Jammer one may win this whole thing.
I stand by it.
I think Mama Jama is the winner.
All right. KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Live on 106.7 as we speak. Also streaming on KROQ's YouTube. If you haven't been over there to check it out, go to YouTube, check out KROQ, and you can find us live there every day as well for your visual stimulation. We're going to meet someone that just got off a first date, ask them the questions that matter most, and then we will go ahead and gamble with each other on where'd they go, how far'd they go.
Where'd you go? How far'd you go? Did you guys go play bingo? Where'd you go? How far'd you go? Did you guys take it slow or no?
Say hi to Mickey on KROQ. Good morning, Mickey. How goes it?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
It's Mikey.
Oh, Mikey. We'll go with that
I was
as well.
like, Mickey's kind of an interesting name.
All right, I didn't know. I thought we were talking to a woman named Mickey, but apparently I'm way off. It's a guy named Mikey. Mikey, welcome to KROQ. How goes it?
It's going. It's going.
You were on a date. You will be honest and brutally honest with us about how the date transpired, correct?
Right.
All right. Appreciate the honesty in advance. Let's get to the questions. A little preliminary stuff. How did you meet the person you went out with?
We've actually known each other since I was like 15.
Okay. So you went to junior high to high school, whatever that is. You've known each other on and off for years, but this was the first time there was an actual legitimate date.
Yes.
Okay. Allie, we each get one question, then we get to the only questions that really matter.
All right, Mikey, whether or not you have Thanksgiving plans is irrelevant. I want to know, what do you think is the most overrated thing about Thanksgiving?
Overrated?
Mm-hmm.
Cooking the turkey whole. You got to cut that part and then cook it.
Oh.
Whoa.
Interesting. You rip it up into pieces, cook those pieces. Cut that cooking time down.
Sounds like so much
juicier
work.
and crispier.
Really?
It's worth it.
What a tip.
Way worth it.
Who knew? Jake, what's your question for Mikey, who was on a first date this past weekend with someone that he's known since he was 15?
Mikey, do you have a kink?
You cut off. What was that?
Yes, if you had a kink.
Oh, I like to choke them a little.
Whoa.
He likes to cut the raw turkey apart before cooking it, and he likes to choke a little. We're building quite a profile.
Are we still talking about the turkey?
I don't know anymore. Question number 3, before we get to the only questions that matter, and we gamble a little bit on how this date went. Are you single for a while? Are you coming off of a relationship recently? Why are you back in the dating world?
I was in a decade-long relationship, and I've been single for about, 2 months.
So you were with someone not married, but dating for 10 years?
Yeah.
And now you've been free for 2 months.
Yeah.
They say the grass is always greener. I'm curious. You think it's better being single, or is it better being in a relationship?
Honestly, it just depends on the situation. It was cool, but it ended. So I'm having fun.
Now you're having fun. Okay. Back room, you guys have one question for Mikey. I don't care if it comes from Vanessa or it comes from Johnny, but one more question before we get to the gambling.
Mikey.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a question.
Oh my God.
You don't have to have a question.
What is your favorite KROQ song? Ooh.
My favorite KROQ song? Right now, it's probably got to be Emptiness is the Crown.
Oh, Emptiness. The Emptiness Machine?
No. Because your heart's empty.
Yeah, Emptiness Machine.
Yeah.
All right.
Heavy as the Crown is the other one.
All right, here we go. Allie, let's get to it now. Don't answer till we all lock in. This is Mikey. What did we learn about Mikey? Well, he likes choking. He likes cutting up his turkey before he cooks it. Thinks it's overrated when you try to cook a whole turkey for that golden turkey picture everyone likes to post. He is coming off of a 10-year relationship, but he's been single for 2 months now, and he went out on a first date with a girl that he's known since he was 15. But where did he go? How far did he go on the date? Allie, you first.
Okay, so obvious. This girl has had a crush on Mikey for a long time, and maybe they kind of liked each other in high school, but it never really materialized. She sees on Instagram that he is now single. She DMs him. He goes, "What the hell? I'm having fun." He makes little to no effort on the date itself. They just go to his local bar. She is all over him. And he's like, "Oh, cool. We'll just hook up, But then she starts getting very needy, starts saying, "Hey, let's make, can I come have a seat at your family Thanksgiving table?" And he fakes a reason to leave.
Okay. What a detail. A lot of details. Jake, you got a guess? Where'd he go? How far did he go on the date?
I think since it was kind of crappy weather, I think they went out to a movie, and I think what Allie said is true in the beginning. They've known each other for so long. She saw he was single. It was their chance to hook up, and they definitely did hook up, maybe after a bar, but she could have said that she wanted to move in. He's like, okay, and still hook up, and then never call her again.
But how far, though?
They went all the way.
All the way, yeah. Yeah.
All the guys on the show were like, we'd still have sex with her.
Yeah, well, here's my theory is as follows. See, this is all the makings of what we've learned about, which is everyone has a name or a number in case the things don't work out in their current relationship. I'm going to assume she also probably just got out of something. So I think he got out of something. He's been in a while. She got out of something. They figured it out.
He wanted to get into something.
Right, we're both single. He probably reached, I don't even know who reached out to. It doesn't really matter. The answer is they definitely had sex because even though it was the first date, they have the knowledge of, we've known each other for over 10 years, whatever it is, right? So it feels like it was not the first date. So the sex was had. Where did they go? Chinese food.
Okay.
Chinese food and sex. Sounds like a good night, especially in the rain, cold.
Horrible.
Well, calm down. Don't judge your own date.
562 said that Mikey sounds effing hot. So there are a lot of people on the text line who would already like to date Mikey, based
Mikey,
on the way he sounds.
Let's get to it. We've all locked in some predictions as to what happened. Please tell us. This woman that you've known since you were 15.
Allie might have been the closest, but it's kind of a story. So the reason I even know this girl is because her aunt tried to hook us up in high school.
Okay.
I was in a relationship for 10 years, broke up. She hit me up saying, "Hey, I've actually had a crush on you since we were younger." I was like, "No, you didn't. You're a liar." Okay, whatever. All right, well, why don't you come to my uncle's house for his birthday? Go to the uncle's house for his birthday.
Wow, that was the first hard left turn.
Yeah, really.
It turns out I know the uncle. He was my neighbor. All good. And then so we go to this bar called Tequila Hoppers out in Ontario. And then we go to her house. We do everything you can do with your clothes on, hand stuff, mouth stuff, everything. But it turns out she loves her boyfriend who's been locked up for 3 years.
What? Boyfriend in prison?
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So she shut it down. She's like, I'm okay as long as clothes are on. We can do full makeout.
So during the whole bar, her friends were there. She was like, I'm fucking you tonight.
Can't say that word.
All right, I'm doing you tonight.
Right.
Uh-huh.
She said dirty talk. Right. She said we're gonna have sex.
She was all up on me. Right. She touched me. You know, I saw a lot of things in the backseat of the car. And then we get to the bedroom. We get down, and she's like, I don't think I can. I was like, all right, we're only doing what you're ready for. You do you.
Wow.
So, and you know what her boyfriend is locked up for? Or does that bother you at all? Or no, you didn't ask?
We're not going to answer that question because I have no idea and I don't want to find out.
Right. Okay. Well, still.
But sometimes in those jail relationships, they do come up with terms like you can do stuff, but you can only do stuff outside the clothes.
Right.
Otherwise, it's cheating.
Yeah. She straight up told me, hey, if I remember on the phone with them, you need to shut your mouth. I was like, hey, you got it.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So she's got a relationship. He's locked up for 3 years. At least, you know, he's not going to randomly pop in on you. And, you know, I would say you're playing in dangerous waters. I mean, assuming he's locked up for a violent crime. But, yeah, all right. Well, there you go, Al. You know,
second date, here we come.
By the way, as far as dating goes in the year 2024, I still think that's considered romantic and successful.
I think it's beautiful.
I think that's better than most dates people probably went on this weekend.
Agree.
So congratulations.
On the almost sex, Mikey.
Yeah, the promise of sex, the over-the-clothes stuff.
Sometimes the build-up is better than the actual thing anyway.
Almost always. It's KROQ with Klein Alley Show. NFL action happened over the weekend. The Rams did not get a win. The Chargers may still tonight. We'll find out. And, of course, KROQ is going commercial-free because whenever the Chargers play, we drop commercials and give you nothing but KROQ music. That'll be starting around 2:45 this afternoon, pretty much taking you through your evening, your commute, maybe your road out of town. If you're watching games, keeping track of your fantasy football, your gamble, your picks, etc. Allie was watching for a completely different reason.
Yeah, I want to focus on the players who are really great with the A-gap.
And there was a lot of gayness this weekend. So here are your gayest football highlights, Week 12 NFL action.
Here are the Gayest Sports highlights from the week.
Jansen to snap it. Hecker the holder.
Into the secondary, twirling his way into the grasp of Diablo.
Samuel's first touch is a big one.
Metcalf's job is to just provide a rub.
Beats his man, has a first down. That's one thing he can do. Did it in his college career, and he delivers there.
Legs are splayed out in the right spot and the perfect amount of pace on it.
You could put him anywhere. He has incredible hands. Madison told us that he coming back into the huddle was like doing a 1,000-piece puzzle.
Mahomes has to eat it. Boy, he was whacked hard.
These have been the Gayest Sports highlights from this week.
Smashing.
Love a hard whacking.
Whacking, puzzles. Doesn't get much gayer than that.
1,000 pieces.
And we got a bunch of games on Thursday, too, where there's a lot of gravy mentioned. So get ready for that. Gayest Sports highlights. Coldplay, then we'll wrap up the show with your takeaways next on the world famous KROQ. That'll do it for us. Sweet divots to you and yours as we wrap it up today. But fear not, back for more live action tomorrow on KROQ and as well on the YouTube stream. You can go ahead and follow along, watch whatever you damn well please. In fact, some people letting us know that are already on Thanksgiving break that sending a shot to them letting us hang out with them wherever they are. Some guy looks like he's had some nice villa in Mexico now, checking out the show on YouTube. So I guess we're international as well. Continue to spread the word. Help us to grow the show. Podcast available wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you in advance. Maybe you're a new listener, not sure how you think about us just yet. Check out some podcast episodes. Listen for a few of them. Yeah, give it 3 or 4 episodes, and then you'll either be hooked or you'll make up your mind you don't like us. Either way is fun.
Yeah, and as 626 mentioned today, Sam the Eagle made an appearance on the live stream, so you never know what's going to happen if you watch live.
That was me. Thank you for that. Takeaways today's show, then we turn it over to Nicole Alvarez that has for you, in addition to her always charming personality, more tickets to KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas, specifically between 11:40 and 11:55. When you hear 311's Beautiful Disaster, I'm sure they'll play that song at the Forum on the 14th, but when you hear it on KROQ today, could result in you getting some tickets for free. All right, takeaways. What do we got?
213, my takeaway is a good weird uncle always goes through a good number of sex dolls.
Man, that was a crazy chat with Uncle Mondo today. If you missed
He said he doesn't want to name them because he doesn't want to get too attached.
Doesn't want to get too attached. Also doesn't like beating up the dolls that have names. But we did talk to 3 of the finalists for America's Weirdest Relative tomorrow. 3 more finalists. And your votes will determine. There's a poll up currently at Instagram for today's 3 finalists: Captain Uncle Steve, Uncle Mondo, and Uncle Tony that took the bath with his Thanksgiving dinner. I mean,
long detailed story.
A lot of stories. Check it out. Give us your votes. Give us your thoughts. We'll determine who moves through to the actual finals of America's Weirdest Relative.
909, my takeaway is a threesome could mean a threesome, or it could just mean you're losing your car.
Still kind of worth it, though. If it happened after the threesome and you get insurance money back,
I don't care.
I would give up my car all day, every day for that.
Every single day
Every
you
day.
lose your car.
I don't care.
424, my takeaway is Metallica is the secret to Turkey's resilience.
That's right.
And 213, my takeaway is women always complaining about their problems.
Yeah, thanks, Chuck Woolery. That's your legacy. What's your takeaway, Jake?
You can find me in the Mermaid Grotto.
That's right, Mermaid Grotto with Captain Uncle Steve. Allie, got a takeaway?
My takeaway is there's a pizza delivery guy who had the best day of his life, and he never even knew it.
Unbelievable. Thank you, Milhouse, for joining us on the show earlier today. Thanks for 35 years of making us laugh, and good luck with the next chapter. And that is, what a crazy story. Of all the stories, she says, guy delivered pizza to her place with a Milhouse tattoo. Didn't even realize he was delivering pizza to the actual voice of Milhouse.
626, my takeaway is Klein and Allie have resting monster face and resting bitch face, respectively.
His resting monster face.
His monster face.
Thank you.
It should be sprayed with mace.
His monster face.
Thank you.
A visual disgrace.
His monster face.
He's got a monster face.
That's my resting monster face. It means I love you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. And if you need us in the meantime, Goat Line open now, 844-956-GOAT. You can slide in the DMs, Klein Alley Show. And that's it. Bye.
Klein Alley Show.
The world famous Klein Alley Show. KROQ. KROQ.
Hi everyone! John is in the bathroom, so I will entertain you while he's gone. I'm in the room with Nicole and Cody. I asked for help, but they don't want to help me.
No, somebody's sick and resting. I'm resting before work.
I'm working.
He's working. Resting.
Resting before work.
Great.
Anyways, what did you guys think of today's show? Who was the weirdest uncle? Thumbs up for Uncle Steve, Captain Steve. He was my favorite. Right or right? Oh, here is Klein. Say hello.
What up? What up, net bangers?
Oh, perfect. I needed someone. Johnny's in the bathroom.
What is you shitting?
Probably.
Hey, what's up, pal? I didn't see you down there.
Hi.
Jesus Christ. Here, this for you.
Yeah, we've all been in here too.
Load up. Load up.
Why is this for me?
Chug along, kid.
I don't want it.
I
don't want this.
Woo.
Anyways, everyone vote for Captain Steve. I'm biased.
Wait, you can't try to sway the
That's
vote.
who I like. Who did you guys like? Mando. Mondo.
Vanessa, wasn't that so funny that they ran into that person?
Vanessa?
Is that her name?
Vanessa. That's what we call it.
I'm so confused.
Yes, because they moved to Florida.
This is the behind the scenes. What is happening? Who knows?
And then I remind
Guys, I think we're gonna have to bounce. Ali, come make an appearance real quick.
Why did that happen?
I was at
Hello.
I was at a kid's birthday party, and I guess the kid is like one of their friends.
Hi, everybody.
Well, I also
How are my net bangers this morning? Great show, Klein. Loved the show. Oh, an app? Oh, people are asking Klein to take his shirt off. Believe me, you don't want that. I think he shaved his chest and stomach.
Can you hear Ali? Is that Mona Lisa Klein?
I'll show you my bare chest, though.
Ooh.
Today, during you know how during the breaks, Tim is sometimes playing like replayed stuff from previous episodes, and I was wearing the same shirt.
That you were wearing today.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is embarrassing.
Guys, we all repeat our outfits.
We
don't have a million outfits.
I think I have like 5 things left. I'm thinking of just completely restarting. Like just throwing everything out and restarting.
Dude, you should.
I've been wearing the same shit for like 20 years.
Restart, you deserve it.
Look what Vanessa has next to her.
No, Klein gave it to me. I don't want this.
Actually, he said that his kids had this.
That's
he gave
weird.
It to them. Or he took it from them.
What?
I found it in their kitchen at home, their little kid kitchen, and I was like, wait a minute, that shouldn't be there. Whoa, condoms. That's what Vanessa calls a slow Tuesday.
Rude. HR. Anyways, guys, I think we gotta go because we have been meeting an early meeting today. Thanks for listening. Vote for your weird uncle. Thank you for watching. Here's some condoms. Bye.
We know you didn't ask for these videos, but you're watching them anyway, which means you truly have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
So let this be a moment where we tell you to get your life in check.
Maybe you're still listening, or maybe you've completely checked out, or you're pretending to work at your desk right now. For whatever reason, thanks for watching, and we hope you watch more.
Yeah, and if you're supposed to be doing a different job right now, this is your friendly reminder to shuffle some papers and act annoyed and do things where you go like, oh, God, I'll get to this eventually, because that's what business people do.
Is that what you think business people do?
I assume so. I've never had a real job.
All right, so click like, subscribe to this or the podcast, or you can listen to the live show where you can't see our faces, and trust me, that's a bonus.
That's right, because this is what we also look like on the radio.
We don't look different.